Tuesday, January 6th.
As you all know, we learned of these increases last Friday, and the timing of that announcement would suggest that the government understands that this is not going to be popular with Saskatchewan people.
Saskatchewan NDP is calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature to debate recently announced rate hikes at Sask Power and SGI.
The complete lack of communication is really frustrating, and not just for us. I mean, everybody. It's just been brutal.
Passengers who recently traveled from Regina to Puerto Vallarta on two different WestJet flights say their luggage failed to arrive with them in Mexico.
Well, it would be much larger than anything that usually takes place in our town. Like, this is the fourth provincial we've hosted, though, so the people in town are used to this particular event.
The Provincial Curling Championships are back at CN Community Centre in Melville. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Tuesday.
With the cat dragged in, I'm finally back doing some regular television.
Yeah, how does it feel?
Thank you so much for keeping the chair warm.
Oh, yeah, well, Janelle messed with my seat settings over here, so I got a bone to pick.
We don't at least have any bad weather for you to come back to. Janelle is out skating the park today out in Echo.
Yeah, and great weather for it, too. We're going to have some awesome temperatures. I'm going to get into that in just a little bit.
We start with news that is more or less business news. Venezuela's opposition leader is praising the capture of President Nicolas Maduro by the United States.
January 3rd will go down in history as the day justice defeated a tyranny. It's a milestone.
Maria Corina Machado won the Nobel Peace Prize for her work to promote democracy in Venezuela. She defied a travel ban to collect her prize in Oslo. Machado says she is planning to go home as soon as she can, although Machado is now facing charges in the U.S. The government he led still stands. His former deputy, Delcy Rodriguez, is being sworn in as acting president as of yesterday. This is the scene outside the federal courthouse in Manhattan where Nicolas Maduro and his wife made their first court appearance. The two pleaded not guilty to drugs and weapons charges, with Maduro saying, "I am innocent, I am not guilty, I am still the president of my country." Maduro is due back in court in March. A group of around 20 people in downtown Regina calling on the government of Canada to condemn the United States over what they call a violation of Venezuela's sovereignty.
Canada has played a historic role in the past in being a leader for peace and around the world, and it can play that role now by standing up and saying that Canada and the Canadian people do not support an illegal intervention in another country's affairs, and maybe Canada can play a role in bringing other countries together.
Canada's oil sector reacting to President Trump, saying the U.S. would take control of Venezuela's oil reserves. Rachel Oiello with the impact.
Global oil prices surged, but Canadian energy stocks were down today as the market absorbed the potential implications of U.S. President Donald Trump tapping Venezuelan reserves.
I think everybody needs to take a deep breath. There are so many steps between here and them starting to grow production enough to really start to compete with Canadian oil.
After ex-leader Nicolas Maduro's weekend capture, Trump sent shockwaves around the globe, musing about more military invasions.
It's by no means all about the oil. It's about someone defying an American president. That's a pretty powerful example for those who are left.
Canada is no stranger to Trump's annexation threats, but the president's former national security advisor says he doesn't think this country is at risk.
I think any kind of move against Greenland or even more far-fetched against Canada would be the end of the NATO alliance. It would do incalculable damage, not just to the United States, but to the entire Western world.
Prime Minister Mark Carney's response so far has been careful, and critics say Trump's actions are exactly why Canada increasing its economic, military, and diplomatic independence is essential.
Internally, I think this boosts the obligation for Canada to get very serious, for Parliament to get very serious about diversifying our trade exports beyond the irrational administration of the United States.
Carney spoke to Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado on Sunday, pledging Canada's support for a peaceful, negotiated, and Venezuelan-led transition process. And Venezuelans in Canada expressed cautious optimism today.
We're pretty happy of what transpired.
The biggest happiness to the biggest worries.
I think it's time for Venezuelans to be happy again.
Global Affairs is urging Canadians to avoid all travel to Venezuela, citing the unstable political situation and escalating security risks.
Students across the province return to the class Monday, and the Saskatchewan NDP is starting the new year by calling for the province to address concerns for students with complex needs. The opposition is calling for a provincial ombudsman investigation over students being denied access to classrooms. Inclusion Saskatchewan said in a report last month that more than 1,300 complex needs students were being sent home routinely last school year. The NDP says that it's hearing the same issues persist, often driven by a lack of supports.
Last resorts should be incredibly uncommon. But in this province, in our classrooms, we have nearly 1,300 students being denied access to full-time education. That's not a healthy system.
The Education Ministry says dedicated funding for complex needs has increased this year, and school divisions are responsible for staffing and addressing student needs. A 57-year-old man is facing a number of charges after weapons were seized during a traffic stop in Regina. Police made the stop around 12:30 on Highway 6 near Industrial Drive after seeing a vehicle belonging to a wanted man inside the car. They found a loaded revolver, knives, an axe, machete, and a bat. The accused is charged with careless storage of a firearm, among other things. And a 37-year-old man has been charged in the death of a baby in Melfort. RCMP say they were called to a home on Christmas Eve where a child under the age of 1 was in medical distress. The baby was taken to hospital and died on December 28th. Child's injuries were considered suspicious. On Saturday, RCMP arrested the 37-year-old man and charged him with second-degree murder. RCMP say the baby and man knew each other but are not providing any other details. A terrifying moment for parents who witnessed their 11-year-old son fall off a zip line at an indoor trampoline park in Toronto. Ramir Sadir fell several meters to the ground after his harness failed. His mother screaming, watching her son lay on the concrete until paramedics arrived to rush the young boy to hospital.
I was worried about passing away.
You thought you were going to die?
Yeah, a little bit.
They did not even call 911. There were bystanders. There were some other parents who started calling.
The parents say they signed a waiver, but only one staff member was monitoring and no one tested the kid's harness before the zip line. Ramin escaped with internal bruising and is recovering at home. The family says they have not been contacted by the company, Aero Sports, not even an apology. Ontario Premier Doug Ford is vowing to remove Crown Royal whiskey from liquor stores as soon as possible.
Oh, 100%. I can't wait. Yeah, 100%. As soon as they close that plant, so you better stock up there, buddy.
This is what Premier Ford is now promising to pull Crown Royal off the shelves of the LCBO in a matter of weeks. When the plant closes, the shutdown of the bottling plant leaves about 200 people without a job in the Ontario province. The company saying that it's moving those jobs to the U.S. to improve its North America supply chain. The union president says he would like to have had the province take the whiskey out of circulation sooner, even though it's still being mash distilled and aged in Quebec and Manitoba. The largest credit union in Saskatchewan just got a little bigger. Connexus Credit Union's merger with Cornerstone Credit Union and Synergy Credit Union now formally complete. The new expanded version of Connexus now has 57 locations representing 50 communities across the province. In total, it has around 200,000 members, representing 40% of credit union assets in the province. Bringing together 3 credit unions and their various systems is a challenge, but the CEO of Connexus says they're planning for a seamless transition.
Time is something we're going to have to keep in mind, but not at the risk of creating an environment where it's not smooth, if you will. So there is a lot of work effort. We have done this before. So one of our partners merged just 5 years ago. Connexus is a culmination of many mergers from the past. So we do have some experience with merging systems and bringing those things together.
The merger is still a work in progress, and it will take about 18 months to complete the rebranding of the new cooperative financial institution. Quebec wants to make politeness mandatory in school.
I always say, leave it up to the teachers. The teachers know best.
In French, using vous is considered a more formal way to address other people. Quebec has now put in place a rule for students to address their teachers using vous, madame or monsieur. The province's logic is that more acts of respect will lead to better atmospheres in classrooms. Teachers say the rule has already informally been in place in many schools. Sweden has its first World Junior gold in 14 years.
Here's Stenberg, scores!
In the gold medal game, Sweden jumped out to a 3-0 lead before Czechia started making a comeback, but Sweden put the game away with that empty netter you saw off the top, making it a 4-2 final. Sweden has finally ended its gold medal drought at the World Juniors after reaching the semis in the last 4 years.
Page works in, with O'Reilly throws it across, O'Reilly backhand shot, scores!
In the bronze medal game, Canada scored early and often on their way to a 6-3 win over Finland. Canada is coming off that semi-final loss to Czechia, a tough one, but the win does put Canada back on the podium at the World Juniors for the first time in 3 years. And it was on at a decent time for a morning guy. 3:30 in the afternoon. It's a great time.
Yeah, not bad for you.
Yeah, maybe not the medal, Canada wanted, but it all works out in the end. What's going on in the weather picture? You got a lot of color by number behind you.
Well, we're not talking about warm temperatures this morning. It is rather cool out there to start the day, but later on into the afternoon, we are going to be seeing some very nice temperatures. So bear with me here. As you see, we start the day very cold. Let's get into the current temperatures right now. Minus 23 to wake us up in La Ronge, minus 28 in Stony Rapids. Prince Albert and Nipawin, you can see, are both at minus 30. When we get into the actual decimal points, Prince Albert is our cold spot this hour. Minus 23 to wake us up in Melfort, minus 19 in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, we're seeing the warmest temperatures in the southwest corner. Maple Creek, actually not on your screen right now, but that is the hot spot in Saskatchewan right now. Minus 14 in Weyburn, minus 14 in Yorkton, and minus 15 in Regina. Saskatoon, minus 23 right now. Definitely grab a jacket on your way out the door. We're not talking about a whole lot today in terms of active weather, though. We are going to be seeing just the lightest little flurries in areas down around Moose Jaw. Other than that, we see some flurries way up north. Not a whole lot going to be impacting your day today. Some cloud cover going to be increasing as we make our way into tomorrow afternoon. You can see at about 6 p.m. tomorrow, areas around Swift Current going to be seeing some more of those flurries. It's not going to be a large system by any means. And then as we look forward to Thursday, again, just a few little spots, blips on the radar there in terms of some of that snow. Not a whole lot on the way. Today's forecast with the temperatures in the afternoon, though, really warming up. Minus 1 for Moose Jaw with just a few flakes. You're barely going to notice them. Highest winds going to be around Swift Current up to about 50 kilometers per hour. But temperatures really nice. Minus 1, minus 2 in Weyburn, minus 3 in Estevan, and minus 11 in Yorkton with that cloud cover today. Now let's take a look at this almanac to see how these temperatures actually compare. So Regina today, the high is minus 2, in Saskatoon minus 10. The average for this time of year, minus 10.9 for Regina and minus 12 for Saskatoon. So as you can see, above the seasonal average, albeit barely for Saskatoon. Last year, minus 15.8 in Regina, minus 15.9 in Saskatoon. And the record, that was back in the year 1902 for Regina, that was 4.4 degrees. And 1963, that was 5.0. The 5-day forecast also looking like we're not seeing temperatures drop super significantly. 0 degrees tomorrow, so a little bit warmer for your Wednesday. Minus 5 on Thursday, minus 9 on Friday, and minus 5 on Saturday. Again, you're not seeing a lot of precipitation on the way for the major cities. Minus 7 tomorrow in Saskatoon, minus 10 on Thursday, minus 12 on Friday. A lot more sunshine expected on that day, and then a few more clouds coming in for your Saturday, minus 4.
For the first time in over a decade, fewer Americans are living with obesity, about 7 million fewer adults than last year. In a new study by JAMA, researchers say the drop in obesity may be linked to the rise of GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, now used by twice as many as people as last year. Women are leading the way. They're using GLP-1s the most and seeing the biggest decreases in their weight. But there's a flip side. Diabetes rates have climbed to a record high, now affecting nearly 14% of adults in the U.S. GLP-1s are powerful medications, but they're not a magic fix. Diet, exercise, and healthy habits still matter in decreasing your risk for diabetes. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jacqueline Lee.
In case you missed it, community nominations are now underway for Kraft Hockeyville, which is now in its 20th year of rink funding. The year marks a record-breaking prize pool for the initiative. Kraft Hockeyville is set to deliver more than $1 million in community prizing. There will be 13 provincial and territorial winners, one from each province and territory, marking the most communities ever supported in a single year by the program. Nominations are open through to March 1st.
You know what that means, Kayleen? For the first time ever, there will be a Hockeyville winner in Saskatchewan. Every year they get right down to the wire.
Yeah.
And then they lose.
Always one of the runner-ups, right? But
always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
This year we get to wear the wedding dress. Finally get some money for one of these rinks. That's awesome. Question of the day is we're asking, how do you beat the January blues? You got those credit card bills coming in after Christmas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I find that January is just one of those times where we're coming down from the excitement of the holidays. It's also really cold in January. We're just not feeling like ourselves all the time. So how do you beat it?
What blues? What are you talking about? I got a teething toddler at home. I'm very excited to be here.
Hey, I also have one of those.
I'm escaping molar cutting. I'm out. I'm good. This is great.
You know, I have a lot of ways I try and beat the January blues, but right now I'll say my husband and I like to go to the Moose Jaw Spa, and we like to go to the like the mineral pool there. So I'll probably work that in a few times.
You're fancy.
So we want to hear from you though. Text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, of course, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. For right now, we're going to go into a quick break. Here's a live look over the city of Regina.
Welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Matt Scooby with your must-see moment from Monday. For it, we're going to head to the bronze medal game at the World Juniors. Canada taking on Finland early first. Canada 2-on-1. Michael Hage going to dish to Sam O'Reilly. He's going to go to the backhand and scores a beauty. Hage makes a nice move around the defender before setting up O'Reilly, who shows off the great hands in tight for the highlight reel goal. Canada would go on to win the bronze medal. That is your must-see moment from Monday. Tuesday on TSN, you can see NCAA men's basketball when Duke takes on Louisville. Coverage starts 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Very quick programming note. If you are watching on SaskTel Max TV this morning or over the air, the old school rabbit ears, you are seeing a blue tint to your screen. I didn't change my skincare routine over the holidays. We are working on that issue and it will be resolved soon. In the meantime, let's go over to Mike Siona, who is learning about winter safety with Parkland Ambulance. Mike, good morning.
Well, here we are at Parkland Ambulance with the one and only Lyle Karasik talking about winter safety. And before we get into the ATVs and the sleds and all of the fun activities, we got to talk about planning and preparing so that we're safe, whatever we're doing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us today, Mike. We appreciate that very much. We want folks to remember that these things like sleds and ATVs are commonplace, whether you're a recreational enthusiast or a utility person who needs it for farm life, they're commonplace. But a little bit of planning each and every day is going to go a long way to helping you stay safe and prevent probably someone from having to search for you if something does go wrong. And that's what we want folks to do. We think commonplace, you know, if you're a young person on the farm, you jump on this, you head out on the field with your buddies, and away you go. But why don't you tell someone where you're going? How long are you going to be? Which direction are you generally going? You know, our hunters use these frequently to go hunting, same sort of thing. Our recreational enthusiasts in the summer months, exactly that. A little bit of planning helps a long way to knowing where you are, what general direction you went, what time will you be back, so if something does go wrong, even a simple mechanical breakdown, somebody knows generally where to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Or they can reach out if you were going out for, hey, we'll be gone for 2 hours. You could phone, you could text if you happen to be in service. Just all those little things. And then a little later, we're going to talk about some of the things that you can bring with you so that if you do have any problems, you can make it back safely.
Absolutely. We want folks to be a little bit prepared with the proper gear and then what to do if something does happen. And we'll talk more about that in a bit.
Stay with us. We're here at Parkland Ambulance in Prince Albert.
Let's take a look at this school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep your school zone safe. If you're waking up with us in Regina, it's a little bit warmer than in Saskatoon. Minus 15 for Regina, minus 23 in Saskatoon, minus 10 by lunch in Regina, and minus 16 by lunch in Saskatoon. Winds not getting all too high this afternoon. Don't worry about those. Minus 2 is the expected temperature at Final Bell in Regina, and minus 10 for Saskatoon. Let's get on over to those gas prices as we go to break. In Regina, the common price is $1.15.9. The lowest you might find is $1.02.9. In Saskatoon, the common price $1.10.9 this morning. The lowest you might find, though, is $1.06.9. Over to the farm markets now, where we find the street price of canola at $553.12 per ton, and the futures price at $610.80 per ton. Amber durum wheat now at $274.92 per ton, and red spring wheat at $249.97 per ton. Now taking a look at the Canadian dollar, it is down this morning. We're now at 72.63 cents U.S. Coming up, we'll be going live to Echo Valley, where Janelle Pai is skating the park this morning. Stay with us.
I say good morning. Welcome to your morning Saskatchewan. It is 6:30. SGI and Sask Power are both looking at increasing their rates by close to 4 percentage points for auto insurance and power bills in each of the next 2 years. Now the NDP opposition is calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature over the cost of living. Wayne Mantika leads us off.
The NDP say it has been one thing after another when it comes to the cost of living. There have been rent increases, high grocery bills, and now proposed rate hikes at SGI and Sask Power.
It's time for someone to stand up for the seniors, for the students, for the working people in this province who are struggling.
Last week, SGI said it will seek a 3.75% insurance rate increase in June and again in 2027. Sask Power is proposing 2 years of 3.9% hikes. The NDP is calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature to take action on the cost of living.
Starting immediately so that we can pass the Rent Control Act and to cut taxes on groceries and children's clothing, and to consider any other measures that might provide some relief.
Increasing costs are of concern to many Saskatchewan residents.
Rent control at a provincial level would be something I'd like to see implemented.
I haven't been out for supper probably in how long, and haven't been out to a Pats game or a Rider game, so I don't know, everything's just becoming expensive.
For me, I want to see rent control and increased tenant protection.
In a written statement, the provincial government said the 2025-26 budget delivered the largest income tax reduction since 2008 and reduced education property tax mill rates. The provincial government will introduce its next provincial budget in March. That's when the province will reveal any further measures to help residents deal with the cost of living. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
French President Emmanuel Macron greeted Prime Minister Mark Carney in Paris this morning ahead of a meeting about Ukraine. The Coalition of the Willing is set to meet today. It's a group of more than 30 countries who have pledged support to Ukraine. They are gathering to talk peace and plans toward a possible ceasefire. The Prime Minister is set to meet directly with a number of world leaders, including Secretary General of NATO Mark Rutte and heads of state from Denmark and Finland as well. A senior government official says security guarantees for Ukraine will be a major part of the talks. Carney is also expected to talk about the role Canada could play in an eventual ceasefire agreement. After being appointed as Ukraine's advisor on economic development, Chrystia Freeland says she will now resign from Parliament in the next few weeks. In a post on social media, Freeland says she will also be stepping away from her most recent role as the Prime Minister's special representative for the reconstruction of Ukraine. The Prime Minister Mark Carney posted to social media yesterday thanking Freeland for her work on Ukraine, calling her uniquely qualified for that new role. RCMP are trying to determine if gunshots heard on the Big Island Lake Cree Nation Friday night were connected to last week's fatal shooting. Police responded just before 11 p.m. to multiple reports from people who thought they heard a gun being fired. No one was found injured, and RCMP investigating whether there is a connection between this and the December 30th shooting on the Cree Nation, which left one man dead. At last word, RCMP said they were still trying to find two people believed to have been seen riding with a gun in the ATV in the community. It was placed on lockdown following the shooting, and a dangerous persons alert was issued. A man died of his injuries, 3 others injured in that attack. Hate crime investigators in Winnipeg are now looking into incidents of vandalism happening just 2 days apart.
We take these events very seriously. I don't care if it's a broken window. I don't care if it's graffiti on a bus bench. With what's happening in our world today, we can't afford to not take these seriously, and we do.
Early Friday morning, several swastika symbols were sprayed on the synagogue that you're seeing on your screen. Then around the same time on Sunday morning, a Palestinian-owned restaurant was hit. Windows were broken and a hate message was left behind. The 2 incidents have not been linked. Police say investigations are in their early stages. However, advocates for both Muslim and Jewish communities are calling on all levels of governments to step up. Saskatchewan's flu test positivity rate was down slightly in the last 2 weeks of December, but still remains high. For the first half of December, influenza test positivity jumped to more than 40%. In the second half, that rate was down to 38.5%. Not a big jump, but flu-related hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and outbreaks have gone up. That includes 38 outbreaks within high-risk settings like long-term care homes. 2 flu-related deaths were reported in the last 2 weeks, along with 1 due to COVID-19. The CFL's most outstanding lineman has traded in his cleats for a clipboard.
Noise picks up. Second down and 10 for the 26. Pressure. Micah Johnson has it. He's the latest to add to his sack total. That relentless Rider defensive line.
Johnson officially retiring on Monday and agreeing to become the team's defensive line coach for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He is, of course, the 3-time Grey Cup champion, 7-time divisional All-Star, and a menace to opposing quarterbacks.
From college to how down I was, getting cut from, 3 or 4 NFL teams. Here I am thinking my football career is over. I hadn't really heard much about the CFL at that point. So I decided to come to Calgary. And it was one of the best decisions I made. Even in my first few years, having to battle through the injuries, I just think it kind of prepared me for the man I am today.
He garners a lot of respect in that locker room, certainly in the defensive line room. I know was an ear for guys to always fall on. So, those intangibles, being able to transition from player to coach.
Head coach Corey Mays says the rest of the coaching staff should be solidified next week. The provincial curling championships are back at the CN Community Centre in Melville. The last time the city placed host was 2020. This year, both men's and women's championships happening at the exact same time with 9 rinks competing. Finals are set for Sunday. For the community, it's a great big deal.
Well, it would be much larger than anything that usually takes place in our town. Like, this is the 4th provincial we've hosted, though, so the people in town are used to this particular event.
The finals are January 11th. The winners will represent Saskatchewan at the Scotties and the Briar. Again, we are aware that we are blue. We enjoy all of your texts. They're very funny. The funny thing is that your dress is blue, and on SaskTel feed right now, it's kind of reddish.
I was really looking forward to looking like that girl from Willy Wonka that chews the blueberry bubblegum and then everything turns blue.
That was terrifying as a kid. Was that not the scariest thing?
No, I thought that was hilarious. And then I see myself on the blue screen where my skin is turned blue, and then the dress turns red. So
probably watched different versions of that movie when we were kids, I would imagine.
Probably. Yeah. All right, let's turn our attention over to the Weather Center. We're talking about some hot and cold spots this morning. In particular, we're talking about Maple Creek. Very warm start to the day, minus 0.3. The Saskatchewan cold spot, Collins Bay, they just took that spot from Prince Albert, minus 30.8 this hour. Canada hotspot, Tofino in BC, 8.5 degrees. And cold spot in Canada, that is in the Northwest Territories, Little Chicago, that is minus 47.1 degrees right now. We're not talking a whole lot about any snow today. There is going to be just a little bit of a light dusting in areas around Swift Current and Maple Creek, and then we are going to be seeing a little bit more this afternoon way up north. Not really too much to be concerned about in central and southern Saskatchewan, though. As we look forward to tomorrow, we see fluctuating levels of cloud cover, a little bit more of those flurries way up north, and then right around 6 p.m. in the afternoon, we're going to be seeing some of those flurries right around Swift Current there. The possibility exists for just a little light dusting in Saskatoon as well. Again, late tomorrow afternoon. Thursday, again, not seeing a whole lot. Really, our 7-day forecast just doesn't have a lot of that snowfall in it. Temperatures, though, looking really good. And this isn't just for today. It is for the 7-day forecast. We are going to be seeing the highest winds down in the southwest corner, though. We're going to take a look at that in just a minute here. But they could be up to about 50 kilometers per hour. -1 in Swift Current, -1 in Moose Jaw. -2 this afternoon for Regina, -10 for Saskatoon, and -11 for Yorkton. Here's a better look at those winds that I was just talking about. So areas around Swift Current and then even farther down south, down to the American border, going to be seeing them up to and just slightly surpassing 50 kilometers per hour. Regina and Saskatoon only up to about 20 kilometers per hour. Estevan could be seeing them just slightly over 30 kilometers per hour. Your 7-day forecast, though, showing that the temperatures are looking really good. And when looking at this board, keep in mind that the average for this time of year in Regina is -10. So tomorrow, where we're expecting to reach 0 degrees with a lot of sunshine, looking great. -5 for Thursday, -9 on Friday. And then the weekend, we could even see the possibility of entering some positive temperatures on Sunday, up to 1 degree. In Saskatoon, the average for this time of year is just a little bit colder. It's -12, but we are seeing a lot of temperatures right around that. -7 for Wednesday, -10 on Thursday, -12 on Friday with that sunshine. A little bit more cloud for your weekend, -4 on Saturday, 0 degrees on Sunday.
The Consumer Electronics Show is kicking off in Las Vegas, and this year it's all about robots. From robots that dance to K-pop songs, to ones that will destroy you at chess.
You mind taking this wet towel from me?
Even ones that will do your laundry, eventually.
He's pretty cool, right?
Boston Dynamics, known for its boundary-pushing robots, now showing off its humanoid Atlas android.
Atlas here has joints that can move 360 degrees. This lets Atlas move even more efficiently than humans, particularly in manufacturing environments where every second counts.
The company says by 2028, a version of the robot will help build cars for Hyundai. But tech giant NVIDIA is more concerned with cars that can think for themselves.
Today, we're announcing Alpamayo, the world's first thinking, reasoning, autonomous vehicle AI.
The chipmaker, the largest in the world thanks to the AI boom, now announcing its own autonomous vehicle software, setting up a major rivalry with another major tech company.
I think NVIDIA, this was really a shot across the bow, saying when it comes to autonomous, we're going to be a major player along with Tesla. This is trillions of dollars spent. NVIDIA is not going to watch it from the sideline.
That competition possibly bringing us one step closer to the sci-fi future Hollywood has promised for decades.
How did I get in this taxi? The door opened. You got in.
Let's just hope the future is a little less creepy.
Mercedes will soon begin shipping cars equipped with that technology. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Some passengers on board a recent WestJet flight from Regina to Puerto Vallarta say their luggage didn't arrive in Mexico with them. Sierra de Souza Buds checked in with travelers waiting to hear back from the airline.
Gary Brotzel and his wife recently traveled from Regina to Mexico. Their luggage, however, failed to make the trip.
I guess in some ways we should consider ourselves lucky because some people that left Regina on January 1st are still waiting for their luggage.
The couple was among 180 passengers on WestJet Flight 2380, a direct flight to Puerto Vallarta on January 3rd. When arriving in Mexico that same day, Brotzel claims he saw 20 bags from his flight coming down the carousel, none of which were his. Since then, he has been tracking their missing luggage with AirTags he had packed inside.
I'm glad I did because we have one set of my clubs are in Puerto Vallarta at the airport. My wife's are sitting in Regina. Our 2 bags are in Calgary.
Another Regina resident on the same flight says he has also been waiting 3 days for his luggage to arrive.
My prescriptions were, in my baggage, plus my golf clubs are there, so I can't go golfing until I get my clubs. So it's been kind of a challenge, to be honest.
In a statement to CTV News, WestJet says Flight 2380 on both January 1st and 3rd experienced baggage issues due to the volume of luggage, maximum weight, and runway conditions. The luggage is currently being routed to Puerto Vallarta, adding it apologizes to guests for the inconvenience, and those who experience luggage delays can visit the airline's website to submit a claim.
You can incur expenses until the airline actually puts your bag into your hands.
Air Passenger Rights says airlines become liable for passengers' interim expenses when baggage does not arrive with them, recommending people to submit claims sooner than later.
It depends on the circumstances, but the airline cannot limit you to a couple $100 per day while you're waiting for your baggage.
In the meantime, the Brotzels, along with hundreds of other passengers, are still waiting for their luggage to arrive. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Janelle Lippi is sliding into the morning down at Echo Valley Provincial Park skating loop. I hope you're staying on your feet, and I don't see you wearing a helmet.
Well, I have managed to stay on my feet so far, and I'm going to show you just how good I really am at that. But before we get into all of that good stuff, I've got Shelly McLean here with me. We've got more good stuff to get into here first. Shelly, tell me a little bit about the skating loop that we are on right now.
Good morning, Janelle. So we are at Echo Valley Provincial Park, and we are on our skating loop. It's a magical loop. It's approximately 1 kilometer in length, so the longest outdoor skating loop that we have in the province. And it's also surrounded by beautiful lights, as you can see here today.
It's gorgeous out here, and not only do you have the skating loop, but you also have other amenities surrounding this. Tell me about those.
We do. So here at the skating loop, we have benches so that you're able to sit down comfortably and get your skates on. We've got boot racks for your boots. We've recently added a teepee. It's a warm-up teepee. It's got a fireplace inside to keep you nice and toasty warm while you're taking those breaks. We have beautiful selfie frames. We've got an outdoor toilet here because we know folks can't make it all the way back to our visitor center at times. It's just great. We've got everything for families to really enjoy the day with us skating.
Amazing. It sounds like it. And don't worry too much if you don't have a pair of skates. Maybe you want to try this out first before you make that investment. Shelly, tell me a little bit about where you can get skates right here.
So we've been very fortunate. Prairie Co-op actually donated money for us to buy one of every size of skates so that people can come out, give it a try before you make that big investment in skates. And even if it's your first time, you can see if it's something that you really enjoy.
Fantastic. All right. And before we wrap things up here, we've got a couple seconds left. Tell me a little bit about those hours of operation.
So yes, you're certainly wanting to come and enjoy our hours of operation at night so you can get the lights. So Fridays we're open till 7 p.m. On Saturdays we're open till 8 p.m. And of course, for those viewers that want to get up early like we are here today, the mornings are absolutely gorgeous out here at the park.
Awesome. All right. Well, you're not going to want to miss out on this. This is a ton of fun. Should we do a little skate away?
I think we absolutely should.
All right, let's do it. Bye, Daryl.
Okay, we have to hang on this as long as possible just in case there's an injury. Here it is. There she goes. She's going down. I'm not confident in what's happening. You keep saying bye. We're just going to stay with you until you go down and you're as black and blue as the feet is on SaskTel Max. Janelle, thank you. I guess we'll let you off the hook.
We've got each other.
Birthdays after this.
It's January 6th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Cassidy. She turns 12 years old today. Enjoy your special day with lots of love from your whole family. And happy birthday wishes also going out to Cliff today as we mark his 77th birthday. We hope you have a fabulous day. This shout out coming from Mel and Peter. If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please remember, send those in at least one day in advance.
All right, let's get over to Chase at Pure Country 92.7. Good morning. Great to see you again.
Good to see you. It has been a hot minute. We've missed out on so much, including the start of Pure Access. Now, this kicked up yesterday. We had a few questions, though, because this is a big contest. This could win you tickets to every concert of 2026, which already includes Hardy, Old Dominion, the CCMAs, Country Thunder, Tim Hicks, Tennille Towns, just to name a few so far. And people were wondering, it's like, can I enter every day? Is this enter once and wait for that magical call? You can enter every day. So 1 entry per day. Get it done here today at purecountry927.ca. Then next week, we will start calling out names. You'll have 9 minutes, 27 seconds to call back, get entered, and you can be set for every show in 2026.
Janelle would love to enter that contest, but she's still trying to get across that sheet of ice out at Echo Valley. Chase, thanks.
Good luck to her. Good luck to everyone else.
We're just going to let you steal our fans?
K-pop Demon Hunters still has plenty of fans. It's up for a leading 10 nominations, including Best Picture at this year's Annie Awards, honoring the best in animation. Elio also received 10 nominations and is up for Best Picture. The other Best Picture nominees are Little Amelie or The Character of Rain, Zootopia 2, and The Bad Guys 2. The 53rd Annie Awards take place February 21st.
I said, there's no way if fire was going to make it all the way to our house.
That's downtown Altadena.
And it did. This was our family legacy.
He moved into a black community where we are not on the priority list to save our lives. They've been wanting to get us out of there for a very long time.
The documentary All the Walls Came Down shows many survivors of last year's devastating Eaton fire are facing a second disaster. Mortgage relief and rental assistance are running out, and families who lost generational wealth are at risk of displacement and homelessness. The film debuts on the LA Times website and YouTube channel Wednesday, the one-year anniversary of the Eaton fire. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
My first TV day of 2026, so my first sidebar, and we start with the dogs. This week's for dog owners. We just want to say hello to their pets.
Frank! Here's what's up. Come here, boy. Hello. Hello, my boy.
Poor Frank.
He's like, where are you? Where are you?
The worst part is this is obviously on a Ring doorbell cam. It's or house security cam. It's not on one of those furbos that can spit some treats at them.
Yeah. Okay, but this does remind me of there's an online account of a cat named Pepito, and every time the cat leaves or comes back, it says Pepito has left, Pepito has come back, and I follow that very intensely. Where is Pepito right now?
You would. You would. What else you got for us?
All right, well, sometimes if your week gets off to a rough start, you just need a little bit of help, right?
Back up high, Thompson tries a shot, knocks the blade out of Marchman's skate, and he's a long way from the bench. He's going to get a toe here. Severson with some...
That's the Columbus Blue Jackets player who lost his skate blade. A teammate tried pulling him to the bench, but then kind of left him to struggle the rest of the way on his own.
Can only do so much.
Gets by with a little help from his friends.
Lead a player to the bench, but you can't make him change. We're back after this. It's Tuesday, January 6th.
As you all know, we learned of these increases last Friday, and the timing of that announcement would suggest that the government understands that this is not going to be popular with Saskatchewan people.
The Saskatchewan NDP calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature to debate recently announced rate hikes at Sask Power and SGI.
Last resorts should be incredibly uncommon. But in this province, in our classrooms, we have nearly 1,300 students being denied access to full-time education. That's not a healthy system.
Students across the province returned to the class on Monday, and the Saskatchewan NDP is starting the new year by calling on the province to address concerns with students with complex needs. And the flu bug is going around, what health experts are saying this morning. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Again, we are very aware that on some of your feeds, if you're watching on SaskTel Max TV, I'm enjoying all of your text messages, all your pictures of us very blue this morning. It's my new skincare regimen.
Feeling very Smurf and Smurfette this morning.
I don't have the music rights to sing Blue by Eiffel 65, but I'm feeling it.
Yeah, imagine it when you look at us.
Very seriously read Dabu-dee, Dabu-da. Let's get to news. We'll get back to, we're working on it. We'll figure it out. Venezuelan opposition leader praising the capture of President Nicolas Maduro by the U.S. this morning.
January 3rd will go down in history as the day justice defeated a tyranny. It's a milestone.
Maria Corina Machado won the Nobel Peace Prize for her work promoting democracy in Venezuela. She defied a travel ban to collect her prize in Oslo, Norway. Machado says she is planning to go home as soon as she can. Although Maduro is facing charges in the U.S., the government he led still stands. His former deputy, Delcy Rodriguez, was sworn in as acting president yesterday. Outside the Manhattan courthouse where Nicolas Maduro and his wife made their first court appearances yesterday. The two pleaded not guilty to drug and weapons charges, with Maduro saying he is innocent and still the president of his country. Maduro is due back in court in March.
There are so many steps between here and them starting to grow production enough to really start to compete with Canadian oil.
Global oil prices are up again this morning after the U.S. operation in Venezuela, but Canadian energy stocks took a hit yesterday over the possibility of Venezuelan oil coming to market. Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves, but experts say it will take years to get that oil out of the ground. Prime Minister Mark Carney was asked about the future of Venezuela when he spoke to reporters in Paris.
The removal of an illegitimate, corrupt, repressive government or leader, Mr. Maduro, is welcome news. It creates the possibility for democratic transition.
Prime Minister Mark Carney also said it's important to respect the people of Venezuela. As for the possible impact on Canada's energy sector, the Prime Minister maintains our oil will remain competitive. He calls it a proven commodity, which is also lower carbon than oil in Venezuela. Students across this province heading back to the classroom after the holidays, and the Saskatchewan NDP now calling on the province to address long-standing concerns for students with complex needs. Keenan Sorokhan reports.
Despite a recent report detailing hundreds of disabled students being excluded from Saskatchewan classrooms, the Saskatchewan NDP says the province isn't addressing the issue.
We know for a fact that students will show up to schools today and be sent home because the supports and the resources that they need to succeed in school simply don't exist.
Last month, Inclusion Saskatchewan estimated up to 1,350 students with complex needs were excluded from class during the last school year, largely because of limited resources and supports. Love called for action in time for students returning from the break. Now he's asking the provincial ombudsman to investigate the exclusions.
It makes me sad. Like, these are our kids. These are kids who, according to the Education Act, have a right to education.
The province says ensuring that every student has access to education is a priority. It says funding to school divisions increased by more than 8%, and a specialized classroom model was expanded by 50 classrooms this school year, adding, "We understand there are pressures and challenges in the school system, and we are committed to working with school division partners to provide every opportunity for students to succeed." Love says he understands the difficult position school boards and teachers find themselves in, saying they're removing kids from class as a last resort.
That's not a healthy system. If they're turning to a last resort that consistently, I think that's a big warning sign.
Love wants to see the province respond with some urgency, while the province says it's the school division's responsibility to assess student needs and make staffing decisions. Keenan Sorokhan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
57-year-old man facing a number of charges after weapons were seized during a traffic stop in Regina. Police making that stop around 12:30 yesterday on Highway 6 near Industrial Drive after seeing a vehicle belonging to a wanted man. Inside the car, officers found a loaded revolver, knives, an axe, a machete, and a bat. The accused is charged with careless storage of a firearm, among other things. The largest credit union in Saskatchewan just got bigger. Connexus Credit Union's merger with Cornerstone and Synergy is now formally complete. The new expanded version of Connexus now has 57 locations across 50 communities in this province. In total, around 200,000 members, representing 40% of credit union assets in Saskatchewan. Bringing together the three credit unions and their various systems is a challenge, but the CEO says they are planning for it to go seamlessly.
Time is something we're going to have to keep in mind, but not at the risk of creating an environment where it's not smooth, if you will. So there is a lot of work effort. We have done this before. So one of our partners merged just 5 years ago. Connexus is a culmination of many mergers from the past. So we do have some experience with merging systems and bringing those things together.
The merger is still a work in progress. They say it'll take about 18 months to complete the rebranding of the new cooperative financial institution. Hyundai is planning to roll out a new robot at its factories. The latest Atlas robot unveiled at the Consumer Electronics Show in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Atlas is said to be able to operate by itself and can lift more than 50 kilos. Hyundai says it wants to use Atlas to automate higher risk and repetitive jobs. Atlas could be put to use as early as 2028. It was developed by Boston Dynamics, the company behind those weird-looking robot dogs. Other tech companies are showing off their work at CES.
Yombo X1 is for kids to interact in the home, and the Yombo AI cameras for kids to bring it to go.
The multi-day event organized by the Consumer Technology Association kicked off this week in Vegas. Advances across industries like robotics, healthcare, vehicles, wearables, gaming, and more on display. And of course, artificial intelligence will be anchored in nearly everything as the tech industry explores what consumers will want to buy. Canadian comedian Colin Mockery is postponing several upcoming shows on his comedy tour due to a medical emergency. According to a social media post, the Whose Line Is It Anyway star underwent emergency surgery for a detached retina on Friday. Mockery is participating in a pair of comedy tours with shows in Canada, the U.S., and New Zealand, Australia as well, and Niagara Falls at the beginning of the month. Already postponed, and anyone unable to attend a rescheduled performance will be eligible for a refund. A note posted to his Instagram account says the medical team is optimistic about his recovery, but he needs time to rest and heal. Sweden has won gold at the World Juniors.
Here's Stenberg, scores!
Their first gold in 14 years, jumping up to a 3-0 lead and staving off the comeback to win gold. How about the Canadians?
Page works in with O'Reilly, throws it across. O'Reilly backhand shot, scores!
Canadians won bronze, beating Finland by a score of 6-3, putting them back on the podium for the first time in 3 years. Let's get over to the Weather Center. You got is that a live picture?
No, absolutely not. This is a file photo, but the fun in having a morning where we don't have a lot of active weather is actually that I get to talk a lot more about the historical weather on this day. So some fun facts for you to start your day. The most snow that we saw actually actively falling on this day was back in the year 1966. That was 6.6 centimeters, but the most snow that we've actually seen on the ground on this day, January 6th in history, is 2001. That was 39.0 centimeters. In Saskatchewan, the most snow falling from the sky on that day, 1945, 5.3 centimeters. And in Saskatoon, the most snow on the ground back in the year 1974, that was 33.0. Not seeing a lot in terms of active weather today, though. Just a few flurries in some areas around Moose Jaw in the south. And then up north, we are going to be seeing just a little bit more of those flurries today. We're also talking about the wind gusts. They are the strongest strongest today down in that southwest corner around Swift Current, just barely surpassing 50 kilometers per hour on our radar right now. Areas around Saskatoon and Regina not going to be seeing those winds increasing far too much past 20 kilometers per hour. And then down through Estevan, just surpassing 30 kilometers per hour. Temperatures this morning are cold, but they have been slowly but surely improving. The coldest areas that we are seeing this morning are right around Prince Albert and Nipawin, where we're seeing that temperature of minus 29. Again, that has improved slightly from just a few minutes ago. Minus 20, though, in Spiritwood, minus 20 in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, the warmest temperatures down in that southwest corner, minus 8 around Swift Current. Maple Creek is actually still the hot spot this morning, minus 18 in Assiniboia and minus 13 in Estevan. Temperatures later on this afternoon, we really are seeing an improvement, and I want you to keep in mind that the average for this time of year is about minus 10 for Regina, and we're expecting to see that temperature of minus 2 today. In Saskatoon, the average minus 12, and this afternoon we'll be seeing that high of minus 10. Minus 1 for Swift Current with those winds, just a little light dusting of some snow this afternoon in Moose Jaw, minus 1. Minus 3 in Estevan and minus 2 in Weyburn. The 5-day forecast also looking great. 0 degrees tomorrow, minus 5 for Regina on Thursday, minus 9 on Friday, and minus 5 on Saturday. Sunday, we do actually have the possibility in Regina of getting up into the positive temperatures, 1 degree expected. In Saskatoon, minus 7 is the high tomorrow, minus 10 on Thursday. A lot of sunshine expected for the day on Friday, although we are dropping ever so slightly down to that seasonal average of minus 12. Saturday, minus 4, and then Sunday, not quite into the positives, but 0 degrees, not bad. We're taking a look at our rural forecast now, and temperatures are really looking not bad for the day today. Minus 10 in Watrous with a mix of sun and cloud. A few more clouds over in Wynyard, minus 9. Outlook, a little bit more sunshine, minus 7. Down towards the south, we are seeing the warmest temperatures right near that border. 1 degree for Maple Creek today, minus 1 for East End Cypress, 0 degrees for Rockland and Assiniboia, and minus 7 for Carlisle. Let's take a look at Vanscoy, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. Minus 10 is that expected afternoon high. A mix of sun and clouds. Southwest winds not going to be bothering you today, only coming in up to 20 kilometers per hour.
Let's go to Mike Sion to learn more about some winter safety. Mike?
Well, it is all about winter safety here at Parkland Ambulance this morning with Lyle Karasuk, and we talked a little bit about pre-planning. Let's talk about some of the gear that we should always have and not maybe to take these machines that we use in the winter for granted.
Absolutely, Mike. Well, the most important thing, whether you're on a sled or the ATV, is the helmet. Proper fitting helmet, one that is going to give you that protection, is essential. Whether you're just out for a recreational ride or you are using it as a service vehicle, the helmet is important. Then start to think about where you're going. In the summer months, you're not going to put on the big coat and, the big boots and, the long pants. But those things are still just as important summer in terms of long pants and gloves and shirt as they are in the winter when you got to don the extra layers of coat. So you got to think about those things. And wearing proper gear is going to prevent you from scrapes, bruises, rips, and tears. But it's also going to be helpful if this thing breaks down and you are stuck somewhere. You better be prepared. So that also means, do I have a first aid kit? Do I have my cell phone? Is it fully charged? Do I have a small little axe along, maybe if I can chop some wood, build a fire? And most importantly, if I do break down, stay where you are. I know that's often hard for people because they see something off in the distance. And I know we talk about this, if your car breaks down and it's wintertime, don't go heading across the field because you might trip, fall, you don't know what the terrain's like. Same with these gadgets. Stay where you are, build some shelters, get some help, and do your best to sort of fight off the elements.
No doubt about it. Yeah, and of course, as we talked earlier, if you tell people where you're going, when you're going to be back, then eventually, in the event of trouble, the search party knows where to start that search. But layers are important, and really like that point about just staying put. We're going to stay put right here in Parkland Ambulance, and we'll talk to you in about an hour.
There was an utter surprise for an Alberta farm on New Year's Day. Take a look. The the second year in a row, Kayleen, triplet calves.
Wow.
The Lucky 7 Cattle Company southwest of Edmonton. Owner says the healthy triplets are rare, with the odds being about 1 in 8 million.
Oh, my goodness.
The calves are now named Marla, Carlisle, and Darla.
Wow.
Wait, there's more. A giant bluefin tuna sold for a record $4.4 million at a fish auction in Tokyo. The 243-kilogram fish, that's about 545 pounds for you keeping track at home, was caught off the northern Japanese coast. The winning bid came from a popular sushi chain. The once threatened bluefin stock is recovering thanks to conservation efforts.
Okay, so you pay so much for that one fish. How much are you making on it?
$4.3 million.
You made that up. I can't prove it.
No, that's true. Question of the day, how do you beat the January blues?
Yeah, so we're asking you that because, of course, January is cold. We're all coming down from the excitement of the holidays. We have a couple answers so far. We had Heather saying, I try to keep active, sleep well, and limit my alcohol consumption. Donna saying, I spend my days rearranging my home and cooking for my favorite people. Some great answers so far. But we
can't help but notice there's no food here, so we are not amongst Donna's favorite people.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Right?
Well, that's going to break my heart this morning, Daryl.
Donna, bring us some cookies at least.
So we want to hear from you, though. Text your name and your answer. 10400 is that number. Standard message rates may apply, of course. You can also scan that QR code on your screen. We're going to be right back.
Welcome inside the SportsCenter newsroom. Matt Scooby with your must-see moment from Monday. For it, we're going to head to the bronze medal game at the World Juniors. Canada taking on Finland early first. Canada 2-on-1. Michael Hage going to dish to Sam O'Reilly. He's going to go to the backhand and scores a beauty. Hage makes a nice move around the defender before setting up O'Reilly, who shows off the great hands in tight for the highlight reel goal. Canada would go on to win the bronze medal. That is your must-see moment from Monday. Tuesday on TSN, you can see NCAA men's basketball when Duke takes on Louisville. Coverage starts 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
We've already solved one morning mystery, and that is the blue shading on the screen. We finally corrected that. That's good. This is my favorite segment. It is Morning Mystery. We have our whiteboards. 3 clues. Let's try to find some glory this morning. It is a common proverb.
Oh, okay.
The first recorded use was in the 1860s, so we're off to a great start so far. The original phrase was, eat an apple on going to bed and you'll keep the doctor from earning his bread. Oh, okay. Well, that's got to be... this is a lot of writing again.
Yeah.
I'm going to write small, too. People at home are like, come on, hurry up.
Oh, my gosh.
I just saw my doctor yesterday. He's a really nice man.
Send that to his office.
This? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. There we go. Is that it? That's it. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
So you're 1 for 1 in 2026, Daryl.
Shout out to Dr. Hawk. Thanks for taking these stitches out.
Copper extended a powerful rally after bursting through $13,000 a ton for the first time as investors bet on a tighter market and a risk-on mood took hold in broader financial markets. 3-month futures surged as much as 3.1% in London on Tuesday, surpassing a peak set on Monday. Expectations that the Trump administration may introduce a tariff on refined metal have drawn huge volumes of inventory into the U.S. One of the latest energy forecasts from consulting firm Deloitte sees lackluster crude oil prices of around $58 U.S. a barrel, while natural gas prices could jump. Deloitte partner Andrew Botterill says the forecast doesn't account for the U.S. raid on Venezuela over the weekend, but he's expecting little change to the global oil oversupply in the near term. Michael Saylor's strategy had a $17.44 billion U.S. unrealized loss on digital assets in the fourth quarter, tied to a decline in the value of the company's cryptocurrency stockpile. Shares of the largest corporate holding of Bitcoin slumped about 47.5% in 2025 as investors reacted to swings in cryptocurrency markets that impacted Strategy's balance sheet and earnings. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
If you're heading out the door to head to school, listen up. Here's your school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep your school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, -14, -21 in Saskatoon to start the day. A few clouds in both cities. Lunchtime in Regina, -10, -16 by lunch in Saskatoon. And by final bell, sitting at both of those expected daytime highs for Regina, that's -2. And for Saskatoon, that's -10. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common price this morning, $1.15.9. The lowest you might find, though, is $1.02.9. In Saskatoon, the common price, $1.10.9. The lowest you might find, $1.06.9. Over to the farm markets now, where we find the street price of canola at $553.12 per ton, and the futures price, $610.80 per ton. Amber Durham wheat now sits at $274.92 per ton, and red spring wheat starting the day at $249.97 per ton. And the Canadian dollar trending down this morning. It's now at 72.63 cents U.S. After the break, why the NDP are calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature. That headline and more coming up.
Welcome back. Thank you for being with us on Your Morning Saskatchewan. The NDP in this province now calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature to debate recently announced rate hikes at Sask Power and SGI. SGI is seeking a 3.75% increase in June of 2026 and 2027. Sask Power applying for 2-year rate increases of 4%. Both still require regulatory approval. SGI customers would pay $38 more a year, while the average homeowner would face a $60 annual increase to their Sask Power bills. NDP say consumers just need a break.
As you all know, we learned of these increases last Friday, and the timing of that announcement would suggest that the government understands that this is not going to be popular with Saskatchewan people.
The provincial government says the 2025-26 provincial budget delivered the largest income tax reduction since 2008 and reduced education property tax mill rates as well. A man found unconscious in a dumpster in the RM of Corman Park is alive thanks to members of the public and the Corman Park Police. Just before midnight on Friday, an officer with the Corman Park Police Service responded to multiple reports of a man who was not dressed for the weather walking along Highway 41. Fresh footprints in the snow directed officers off-road and into an open field. A second officer arrived, and using a drone, police were able to search the area. They found a 47-year-old man intoxicated, unconscious in a dumpster. It's believed he took shelter from the cold inside the container. The temperature at the time was between -20 and 24 Celsius with a wind chill. The man was taken to police cells where he stayed until he sobered up. A 37-year-old man has been charged in the death of a baby in Melfort. RCMP say they were called to a home on Christmas Eve where a child under the age of 1 was in medical distress. The baby was taken to hospital on December 28th where he died. The child's injuries were considered suspicious. On Saturday, RCMP arrested a 37-year-old man, charged him with second-degree murder. RCMP say the baby and the man knew each other but are not providing any other details. The suspect made the first court appearance Monday morning in Melfort. RCMP are trying to determine if gunshots heard on the Big Island Lake Cree Nation Friday night were connected to last week's fatal shooting. RCMP responded just before 11 p.m. to a number of reports from people who thought they heard a gun being fired. No one was found injured in the area. RCMP investigating whether there is a connection between this and the December 30th shooting on the Cree Nation, which left 1 man dead. At last word, RCMP were still trying to find 2 people they believed were seen with a gun riding an ATV in the community. The community was placed on lockdown following the shooting and a dangerous persons alert issued. A man died of his injuries. 3 others were injured in the attack. Passengers who recently traveled from Regina to Puerto Vallarta on 2 different WestJet flights say their luggage failed to arrive with them in Mexico. Gary Brotzel and his wife say their 2 suitcases and 2 sets of golf clubs failed to make the trip and arrived the same day in Puerto Vallarta. The 2 were among 180 passengers on WestJet flight 2380, a direct flight traveling from Regina to Puerto Vallarta on January 3rd before setting off on their 3-month trip. Gary Brotzel says he saw luggage being unloaded from their plane. He thinks it was in relation to a separate flight heading to Puerto Vallarta that departed from Regina on New Year's Day. Since then, he's been tracking his missing luggage along with his wife's using trackers of their own.
The complete lack of communication is really frustrating, and not just for us. I mean, everybody. It's just been brutal.
In a statement to CTV News, WestJet says Flight 2380 on January 1st and 3rd experienced baggage issues due to the volume of luggage, maximum weight, and runway conditions. The luggage is currently being routed to Puerto Vallarta, adding it's apologizing to guests for inconvenience they may have experienced and to check the airline's website to submit a claim. Saskatchewan's flu test positivity rate was down slightly in the last 2 weeks of December, but does remain high. For the first half of December, influenza test positivity jumped to more than 40%. In the second half, the rate was down to 38.5%, but flu-related hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and outbreaks have gone up. That includes 38 outbreaks within high-risk settings like long-term care homes. The 2 flu-related deaths were reported in the last 2 weeks, along with 1 from COVID-19. Some of the prettiest beehives in the world are in Slovenia. That's because there is a tradition in the country to paint beehives. One artist is trying to keep the tradition alive while going old school. She doesn't head down to the craft store for paint. She makes her own using grinding and mixing stones. Each panel takes about 3 months to finish, but sometimes that's what it takes to preserve heritage. Humans making fire could have started much earlier than we thought. The ability to create fire is seen as a turning point in human history. Fire allowed people to move, survive colder climates, and form social groups. The earliest evidence of humans making fire dates back to about 50,000 years ago. Archaeologists have now found flint and pyrite pieces in the UK dating back 400,000 years. These findings could change what we know about early humans, how they lived, learned, and traveled. When we think about video games on the go, you might jump to things like a Game Boy if you're of a certain vintage, or maybe a Nintendo Switch if you're more current. In Saskatoon, that's new business giving mobile gaming a whole new definition. Hallie Mandrick reports.
Saskatoon's first ever gaming bus has rolled into town.
As a mom of 2 kids, older kids, and that loves gaming, we just formulated this idea that we saw back in 2018, and we think that there's a need in Saskatoon.
The idea first sparked when Charisse and Ronald Barinas wanted to expand their indoor playground, Playtune, into something that older kids and adults can enjoy. After a bus for sale listing and a summer of hard work, the idea became a reality by the end of 2025.
Bought the bus, and then whole summer I was working on it, and then I was able to find a graffiti artist online too, so he did the outside and somebody did the upholster of the bench, and then everything else was me then.
The gaming cruiser travels within Saskatoon and surrounding areas, bringing a video game party to whoever wants to test their skills. And the Barinas say the reaction from adults who board the bus is often similar to the kids.
Especially for families, they can bond together, so 3 families, 2 families can bond together. It's not just kids and friends, it's also kids and their parents.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, every time, even the parents, every time they walk in, they will just say, wow.
The owners say, depending on the demand, this bus could be the first in a fleet of gaming vehicles. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
What's the last video game you played?
Oh my goodness, you know what? Just over Christmas break, my husband and I took out the old Mario Party and played that. And that was a big one in my house when I was growing up.
That'll start some fights. That'll start some fights.
Yeah, and it all starts fights because I am really good. Nobody can beat me at Mario Party. No one can beat me.
Challenge has been tossed out, Saskatchewan. If you think you can beat Kaylee Swat. Well, I can't beat these temperatures, though, for where we're at in January.
Things are really improving. We're seeing temperatures right around and even above that seasonal average in a lot of places. Let's talk about the hot and cold spots in Saskatchewan and in the country, though, this morning. The Saskatchewan hot spot is Maple Creek, minus 0.8. The Saskatchewan cold spot, Prince Albert, has taken over that title once again. Right now, they're at minus 30.0. Canada hot spot, Solander Island, BC, 8.0 degrees. And the Canada cold spot, Little Chicago, Northwest Territories, minus 47.4. We are going to be talking about some current temperatures, but for the time being, just take a look outside. What a beautiful start to the day. Minus 14 right now in Regina. We have had overnight just the lightest little dusting of some snow. You can't even see it on our cameras. It's not really impacting your morning. South winds coming in right now at 11 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, we do have a little bit of fog, though, to wake us up, so make sure you're going slow out on your morning commute. We're at minus 20 right now. Again, going to be seeing some of those clouds into the afternoon hours as well, and you can take a look at that on our Futurecast as well. Not a whole lot happening in terms of the precipitation today other than what we're seeing far up north. And then areas right around Moose Jaw on our radar. We're also seeing the lightest little patch on our radar there of a few flurries. Tomorrow, we're going to be seeing some more flurries right around Swift Current. This is just past 6 o'clock in your afternoon tomorrow. Also seeing some more of those flurries way up north. And then into Thursday afternoon, we're seeing a lot of that disappear. We're just talking about a mix of sun and cloud on Thursday. Today's forecast, though, temperatures again looking really good. And I'm saying this with the knowledge that the average this time of year is between minus 10 to minus 12 in a lot of places in Saskatchewan. So these temperatures are looking great. 0 degrees today in Swift Current, but we are seeing some winds up to about 50 kilometers per hour. Moose Jaw minus 1, Weyburn minus 2, Estevan minus 3, and Yorkton with that cloud cover minus 11. Take a look at this beautiful 7-day forecast, though. 0 degrees tomorrow. It's really going to be a great day to get outside. Minus 5 on Thursday with a few more clouds. Minus 9 on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, looking like we're seeing the warmest temperature on Sunday, where some places could be getting into those positive integers there. So that's Regina. Let's get over to Saskatoon now. Minus 7 tomorrow, so a little bit warmer than today. Back down to minus 10 on Thursday. Minus 12 on Friday, but we're seeing a lot of those clouds starting to disappear on our radar on that day. A lot of sunshine expected. Minus 4 on Saturday, 0 degrees on Sunday. It's going to be a fabulous day to get outside with the family. And then minus 1 on Monday with that mix of sun and cloud.
If you'd like your event shown here, you can send us an email at reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca with at least 2 weeks' notice.
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
The incident happened at a business on the 2600 block of Victoria Avenue East on December 4th, 2025. Around 11 p.m., an unknown man entered the business and took several items off the wall before leaving through the front door. The suspect is described as a man with a dark blue and orange winter jacket, along with dark pants and dark shoes. A vehicle used in the robbery appears to be a white Nissan Frontier with a roof rack.
I'm Belton Johnson, board member for Regina Crime Stoppers. Did you know Crime Stoppers would pay up to $2,000 cash rewards for information on this or any other serious crime in Regina? Callers do not have to identify themselves. Calls are not traced or recorded. In Regina, Saskatchewan, and Canada, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222 8477. You can also access our website at www.reginacrimestoppers.ca. Remember, our community suffers when you remain silent. Please report crime.
Crime Stoppers is brought to you by Leak Audiology, helping you live well with better hearing.
Time in 2026, it's time to meet your pet of the week. Bill Thorne joining us from the Regina Humane Society, of course, for this. Happy New Year, Bill. Who do you have with you?
Happy New Year. We're going to kick off this year with Zeke. He's about 3 years old, as you can see, a wonderful black cat. I've always had a soft spot for guys like this. I had one named Mojo that I adopted from the Humane Society. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to him last summer after 21 years, but he was a super guy. Looked a lot like this guy. Zeke's a little bigger than what Mojo was, but he seems to have very similar personality. He's sitting here purring away in my arms right now.
So Zeke could really go to any home.
Yeah, I think so. And as you can see, we're in our community room here at the Humane Society where we have multiple cats usually. And there's only one other one in here right now. But if cats are in here, pretty good indication that they don't have any issues with other cats, although there's no guarantees how any two animals are going to get along. But typically, if they're in here, then they don't mind the company of other cats.
So we're looking forward to finding Zeke a home. And if any indication was the holiday season, it's looking like there's pretty good chances, right? Sounds like you had a great holiday season.
Yeah, it was busy, and I want to thank our community for stepping up and giving so many animals homes. We had our Home for the Holidays campaign where we set out to send 180 pets home from, I think, the 25th of November to the end of December, and we sent 262 homes. So we crushed that goal, and again, I want to thank everyone for doing that, and so far all those pets are doing great in their new homes.
That's fantastic news, Bill. Congratulations on surpassing your goal. 2025, though, is now in the past. We're looking forward to 2026. What's on the agenda?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a busy year for us. 2025 was, and every year it seems to get a little bit busier. Fundraising is always a big thing. We do have our telethon coming up, which a lot of people look forward to. That's happening on March 22nd on Access Communications, Access Now TV. So usually we have someone from CTV in there helping us host that. So we'll be planning that up really soon. And we also have our Unity Sweepstakes, which is on this month. You can win a $10,000 grand prize and another $30,000 potentially with the final flip. And the deadline for the early bird is tonight at just before midnight. So you might want to get in on that. You can check it out on the homepage of our website.
So we've heard that there's a few ways people can contribute financially in buying those Unity Sweepstakes tickets, of course. How can people contribute with their time and get involved?
Yeah, volunteers are the backbone of our operation. We have a wonderful staff who work very hard to look after all the animals and provide the services we do. But our volunteers are a very big part of that, from fostering to helping out to enrich the animals, meaning taking them out for walks and spending time with the cats, to office help, you name it. There's all kinds of opportunity here for young and old. And if you are interested, go to our website. Up in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a button for Get Involved. And under that drop-down, you'll find all the information needed about a volunteer program. We've got a wonderful team of volunteers, but we're always looking for more to help.
Bill, as always, we appreciate your time.
Thanks very much. Have a great day.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Club 66 Social Dance happens Friday, January 9th at 7:30 p.m. This is at the Regina 55 Plus Community Center, 2134 Winnipeg Street. Call 306-529-6381. A Malonka Supper and Dance happens January 10th at 5 p.m. at the Hazel Dell Recreation Center, 306-547-4284. If you'd like your event featured here, all you got to do is email us, reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca, at least 2 weeks in advance. All right, time to go back out on location and find Janelle Lippi. She's at Echo Valley Provincial Park this morning. I understand you've given up on skating entirely, which is much to my dismay because it was fabulous television.
Yes, I unfortunately have called it quits on the skating. I'm going to do some practicing. We'll loop back around to that eventually. But now we're snowshoeing. We'll get into that here. Shelley, thank you so much for being back. Let's talk about this beautiful snowshoe trail.
Yes, so we're standing in our Valley View campground, actually. And in the wintertime, it transforms itself into an illuminated snowshoe trail that kind of winds its way through the campground. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very well packed, so it's accessible to those that maybe haven't snowshoed a ton, which is great. In addition to the Valley View campground, you can also hop on a trail that heads out to Lookout Point and has great views of the valley.
Wow, well, some gorgeous scenery out here. What other winter activities do you guys offer?
There's something for everyone. We've got beautifully groomed cross-country ski trails located directly here within the park. In addition to that, we also have ice fishing on both Pasqua and Echo Lake. Folks certainly take that on. We also keep our roads nice and clear, so if folks are looking just to come out and walk, it's certainly a beautiful place to come and really enjoy the sights as well.
Absolutely. And what do those hours of operation look like? Because we were talking earlier, you said people come in almost as close as 8 a.m. some mornings. So when do you guys open? How can people be a part of all of this?
Certainly. So our hours of operation are Monday through Thursday. We're open 8 till 4:30. So definitely those early birds can get out here nice and early. Friday, we're open until 7 p.m. Saturday, we're open till 8 p.m. to enjoy those beautiful lights. And then on Sunday, we're open from 10 to 5.
Awesome. And just like the skating, in case you maybe don't have a set of snowshoes, you guys offer rentals here as well.
We do, and they are extremely affordable. $5 for kids for the entire day and $11 for adults. So yeah, it's certainly something that you can rent, and then you're able to try them out and decide if it's something you want to purchase.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Shelley. Now we're going to do a little walk-off, Daryl. I'm about to impress you with my snowshoeing abilities. So let's hit the road, Shelley.
Sounds great. Let's go.
Bye, Daryl.
No, let's hang on this a little while. She didn't fall on skates. I'm confident she's about to face plant into the snow. So far, so good? Oh, Janelle, I'm so proud of you. You didn't even wear a helmet today. Good job.
It's January 6th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Cassidy. She turns 12 years old today. Enjoy your special day with lots of love from your whole family. And happy birthday wishes also going out to Cliff today as we mark his 77th birthday. We hope you have a fantastic day. This shout out coming from Mel and Peter. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. You can also scan that QR code on your screen. Make sure you send those in one day in advance.
Are you as shocked as I am that Janelle is such an athlete?
That little shuffle across the snow, really, yeah. The Winter Olympics are calling, and she is answering.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What's going on the radio today?
We got our country minute on the way Ella Langley saying some more records, and then this is kind of a true testament that we are all getting a little older. Luke Bryan now has his own line of multivitamins. You know, back in the day, artists would team up with generally like tequila or whiskey brand, something like really on the party aspect. But now Luke Bryan, multivitamins, and I'm kind of all for it. It's the best multivitamin with someone's picture on it since the Flintstones. So we'll tell you more about that. Plus, we're back with the Betty White Challenge, getting donations for the Regina Humane Society, with Sherwood Co-op matching up to $5,000 in product. So if you want the full list, what we're looking for donations or how to donate monetary too, you can head to purecountry927.ca.
Trust no one unless I tell you to do so.
The Jeremy Renner crime drama Mayor of Kingstown has been renewed for a 5th season, which will also be the show's last. Season 5 will consist of 8 episodes. Mayor of Kingstown was co-created by Taylor Sheridan, who's also behind hit shows like Yellowstone. After 9 weeks as #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, The Fate of Ophelia has officially become Taylor Swift's longest leading chart topper. The Fate of Ophelia is Swift's 13th #1 hit, which is the singer's lucky number.
This is the closest to the fountain of youth anyone's ever going to get.
We have our first trailer for Ryan Murphy's new series, The Beauty. The series stars Ashton Kutcher, Anthony Ramos, Evan Peters, and Rebecca Hall, and is set to have several guest appearances, including Meghan Trainor. The Beauty is set to premiere January 21st on FX on Hulu. Disney is the parent company of FX, Hulu, and ABC News. And happy birthday to Academy Award winner Eddie Redmayne, who is 44 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Go ahead, Kayleen. What do you got?
All right. Well, sometimes when the elevator isn't working, you need to get just a little bit creative.
Ready, set, go.
going down.
See? You could skip the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he found his way to the ground safely-ish. If you can count, he cleared 139 floors at the world's tallest building in Dubai.
First floor, menswear.
Isn't that wild? Would you do it?
No. Obviously, that was a
the most obvious question in the world. No.
No, not a chance. Let's go to a dog owner who just wants to say hi to their pet.
Frank! I hear his footsteps. Come here, boy. Hello. Hello, my boy.
Messing with the poor dog. Poor Frank. This is a Ring camera. This isn't even a Furbo that'll spit you out a treat.
Frank is going to be lonely when the voices disappear from the camera.
Frank is also the name of Chase's dog, so shout out to Frank Hussey. We're back right after this with today's headlines. It's Tuesday, January 6th. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Paris this morning to talk about the role Canada could play in securing a ceasefire in the war with Russia.
And it's not only huge for the Venezuelan people and our future, I think it's a huge step for humanity, for freedom and human dignity.
Venezuela's opposition leader is backing the U.S. incursion into her country.
Especially for families, they can bond together, so 3 families, 2 families can bond together. It's not just kids and friends, it's also kids and their parents.
Saskatchewan's first ever gaming bus has rolled into town. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. What month is it? Welcome to CTV, Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
I'm Kayleen. It's like that time that whenever it switches to a new year and you're writing the previous year for like 4 months into the next year. I actually saw 2026 written down the other day and I looked at it and I said, that's so far away.
Yeah, it used to happen when we wrote checks all the time, but I don't think, does anybody write checks anymore?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever written a check.
Yeah, things of the past. Things our kids will never know about, right? Let's get to news. The legal case is where we begin against Nicolas Maduro and his wife, who have pleaded not guilty in a New York courtroom to drug charges that could land them in prison for life. Aaron Katersky reports.
This morning, Nicolas Maduro and wife Celia Flores are waking up in jail, returned after a day in court where they both pleaded not guilty to charges they worked together to traffic cocaine. Maduro entered the courtroom first in shackles and canvas sneakers, orange, the color designated for high-profile or high-risk inmates. He greeted spectators in the courtroom saying, "Buenos dias," put on headphones for Spanish translation, and rose in his seat as the judge asked, "Are you Nicolas Maduro?" "I am the president of the Republic of Venezuela," a defiant Maduro responded. "I am here kidnapped. I was captured at my home in Caracas, Venezuela." Flores called herself First Lady of the Republic of Venezuela before the judge cut them off. "Let me interfere," the judge said. "There will be a time and place to go into all of this." The defense already signaling it would challenge their capture, calling the U.S. military operation an abduction. Asked how he pleaded to the charges, Maduro said, "I am innocent. I am not guilty. I am a decent man. I am still president of my country." Flores then stated her plea, not guilty, completely innocent. Maduro's wife appeared with a bruised and bandaged head. Her lawyer said she may have a fracture or severe bruising on her ribs. As Maduro was led from the courtroom, someone in the gallery stood and shouted in Spanish, "You will pay in the name of Venezuela." Maduro stopped, turned to face the heckler, saying, "I am the elected president. I am a prisoner of war. I will be free."
Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
Canadian energy groups, along with the Premier of Alberta, are stressing the need to keep Canada competitive and build stable energy sectors. This comes as the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers says it's monitoring the situation in Venezuela. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
Shares in Canada's biggest oil sands producers were down on Monday after the U.S. military captured Venezuela's leader and President Donald Trump announced plans to put the country's oil industry into the hands of American companies.
People are hitting the sell button first and asking questions later.
The TSX Energy Subindex was down more than 3%.
Now you have this impacting Alberta producers. It couldn't have come at a worse time, and so it's going to impact the entire country. And hopefully that's enough of a wake-up call to put forward and get this memorandum of understanding put into action and getting a pipeline built so we can get that oil to other markets.
One energy expert thinks there's been an overreaction to how this will impact the energy sector.
I think everybody needs to take a deep breath. What Trump is saying is a long ways from what will happen in the near term. It's going to take billions and billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars and years and management talent to make that happen. And right now, if anything, there's less production coming out of Venezuela than there was last week, and probably will be short-term positive for oil prices for Alberta.
In his statement, Premier Danielle Smith saying that the situation emphasizes the importance of expediting the development of pipelines to diversify our oil export markets, and that the province is working to submit an application to the Major Project Office.
We, as Canada, need to make sure that we take strategic steps so that we can get our oil to market, particularly to the Asian market, as a means of saying we're independent.
Many experts agree Canada's push to become less reliant on America and to increase capacity to the Pacific is the best way to bring stability to Canada's energy sector. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
South Korea's president says he wants to open a new phase of relations with China after meeting with President Xi Jinping on Monday. The two marked the end of the meeting with a summit selfie. There it is. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung says regional security and lifting Beijing's unofficial ban on Korean pop culture is on the agenda for the four-day visit. Xi, meanwhile, is apparently keen on shoring up ties with South Korea during Beijing's ongoing rift with Japan. Multiple sites in Lebanon have been hit by Israeli airstrikes. One of these strikes leveled a three-story commercial building in the southern coastal city of Sindan. The attack comes a few days before Lebanon's army's commander-in-chief is scheduled to brief the government on its mission of disarming the militant group Hezbollah in areas along the border with Israel. Israel's military says they targeted weapons storage sites and infrastructure belonging to Hezbollah and Hamas, acknowledging that the sites were located in civilian areas but blaming the groups for operating there. Students across this province returned to the class on Monday, and the Saskatchewan NDP is starting the new year by calling on the government to address concerns for students with complex needs. The opposition is calling for a provincial ombudsman investigation over students being denied access to the classroom. Inclusion Saskatchewan said in a report last month that more than 1,300 complex needs students were being sent home routinely last school year. The NDP says it's hearing the same issues, and if they persist, it's often driven by a lack of supports.
Last resorts should be incredibly uncommon. But in this province, in our classrooms, we have nearly 1,300 students being denied access to full-time education. That's not a healthy system.
The Education Ministry says dedicated funding for complex needs has increased this year, and school divisions are responsible for staffing and addressing student needs. 57-year-old man facing a number of charges after weapons were seized during a traffic stop in Regina. Police made that stop around 12:30 on Highway 6 near Industrial Drive after seeing a vehicle they believe belonged to a wanted man. Inside the car, they found a loaded revolver, knives, an axe, machete, and a bat. The accused is charged with careless storage of a firearm, among other things. The largest credit union in Saskatchewan just got bigger. Connexus Credit Union's merger with Cornerstone and Synergy is now complete. The new expanded version of Connexus has 57 locations across 50 communities. In total, it has around 200,000 members. That's about 40% of credit union assets in Saskatchewan. Bringing together three credit unions, as you can imagine, with their systems is a challenge, but the CEO says they're aiming to have a seamless transition.
Time is something we're going to have to keep in mind, but not at the risk of creating an environment where it's not smooth, if you will. So there is a lot of work effort. We have done this before. So one of our partners merged just 5 years ago. Connexus is a culmination of many mergers from the past. So we do have some experience with merging systems and bringing those things together.
The merger will take about 18 months to complete with the rebranding of the Cooperative Financial Institution. As we welcome in the new year, tech companies from around the world have descended upon Las Vegas, Nevada to showcase the latest in consumer products. Pat Foran has more on the Consumer Electronics Show.
More More than 140,000 people from 150 countries are expected to attend this year's Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. It's clear what one of the biggest tech shifts is expected to be.
I think the trend here and everywhere the last 2 years has been AI.
AI is going to be everywhere. I'm so excited about robotics.
AI is being incorporated into older traditional products as well as newer ones with promises to make life easier.
It helps you make decisions in life. You put in the facts, and it just comes back and solves problems.
As always, robots take center stage, whether it's robotic toys for children, a chess game to keep you company, or personal robots for companionship or home security.
The basic function of this is like a humanoid home monitoring camera. You know, there is a camera on the face of it.
If you're too busy to cook, let a robot do it.
Nosh is a robo chef that cooks 500 plus dishes across cultures and cuisines automatically. So it helps users to eat healthy, homely dishes every day.
There are body scanners that let you monitor your health.
Do you want to get that data to make the changes in your life to live longer?
As always, the latest in television technology is rolled out at the show. This year, LG has a new wallpaper TV. It's ultra thin, only 9 millimeters thick.
Basically a little bit thicker than a pencil. So as you can see behind me, the wallpaper blends in with your environment.
Not everything here will eventually make it into your home, but many products could. Whether it's stringless guitars or robotic puppies, CES officially opens its doors tomorrow and has daily events and announcements until Friday. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Canada won a medal at the World Junior Hockey Championships. The Canadians downing Finland 6-3 to take the bronze.
McKenna centers it. Here's Hayes with the backhand shot, ripping it down, rebound, score!
Cam O'Reilly scored twice, and Gavin McKenna had a goal and 3 assists, helping the Canadians to victory. The medal is Canada's first at the World Juniors in 3 years. Sweden, by the way, won gold after beating Czechia. Let's get to the weather forecast. It used to be called the Czech Republic. They changed that a couple of years ago. What's going on in the weather today?
Well, not a whole lot in terms of active weather, but we are seeing some fairly nice temperatures. It was colder overnight. Now it seems to be getting warmer, and the temperatures this afternoon really going to be favorable right around or even above seasonal average. Right now in Regina, we're at -14. There are some areas in southern Saskatchewan where we have been seeing some very light flakes this morning. Don't worry too much. That's not coming with a larger system. It's not really going to be impacting your afternoon all too much. -20 right now to wake us up in Saskatoon. We're seeing some heavy amounts of clouds this morning. A little bit of fog to start your day, so make sure you are taking your time out there on your commute this morning. The futurecast not showing a whole lot. We have a bit of a system making its way through northern Saskatchewan, bringing some flurries down towards the south. As I mentioned, very, very light flakes in some areas. We are seeing the clouds increasing for our day tomorrow, and we do have a little bit of snow on the way for areas around Swift Current about 6 o'clock, but then by about 7 o'clock, as you can see, it does start to dissipate. And then on Thursday, again, not seeing a whole lot. Areas just north of Prince Albert could be seeing some flurries. And then into the later parts of the afternoon, that disappears as well. Current temperatures now seem to be starting to improve. -21 in La Ronge, -28 for Prince Albert. That has been a common cold spot in the province for us this morning. -22 waking us up in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, we're seeing the warmest temperatures over in that southwest corner. Maple Creek has been the consistent hotspot this morning. Swift Current at -8. Assiniboia at -18, -14 in Weyburn, and -15 waking us up in Yorkton. Later on this afternoon, temperatures looking pretty good. And I say this with the knowledge that the average this time of year is between -10 to -12. So areas around the Battlefords, Prince Albert and Saskatoon going to be right around that average. But areas down towards the south very much going to be above those averages today. Weyburn reaching -2, Estevan -3, and Moose Jaw -1. Now Regina today, the high -2, getting a little bit warmer for our day tomorrow at 0 degrees. -5 though on Thursday, -9 on Friday, and -5 on Saturday. Your 5-day forecast doesn't show it, but on Sunday, that is going to be the warmest day on our weekend, where we could be seeing some positive temperatures down towards the south. -10 this afternoon in Saskatoon, getting a little bit warmer tomorrow to -7, and then fluctuating back down on Thursday to -10, -12 on Friday. But our radar showing that the clouds are going to be parting on that day, seeing a lot of sunshine for our Friday, -4 on Saturday, and we are expecting 0 degrees on Sunday. It's going to be a great day to get outside.
this day in 2021, you'll remember supporters of outgoing U.S. President Donald Trump attacking the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., disrupting the certification of the 2020 presidential election. January 6, 1937, the founder of St. Joseph's Oratory in Montreal, Brother Andre, died at 91. January 6, 1998, 8 transmission towers collapsed along Highway 20 near Drummondville, Quebec, during the second ice storm to hit Quebec that week. Here's a few nuptials to melt your heart. Couples braving the freezing temperatures in China to say I do, exchanging vows and coats because it was roughly minus 15 degrees. Ooh. The group wedding ceremony is part of the 42nd annual Harbin International Ice and Snow Festival. Couples able to get married with beautiful ice sculptures in the background.
Okay,
unique.
This is the way to do it, though, because I have to imagine it's not as expensive as throwing those massive weddings everybody has these days.
With 41 of your favorite couples?
Yeah.
Would you do it in a group setting like that?
I think I would, because I don't think it's about the day, right? It's about the marriage, not about the actual wedding day. I think this is a great idea. Keep it cost effective.
I bet you some people would disagree with that. Question of the day, we're talking about beating the January blues.
Yeah, so we had a couple answers this morning saying a few good answers. We had, if we can throw it up on the big board here, Corey. Oh, we don't have them in right now. We did have a few answers, though, talking about good food, cleaning up your house, rearranging things in your house.
My personal favorite came from Gary, who said watching Janelle try to ice skate.
Oh, yeah.
was how he beats the January blues. If you saw it, it was like a penguin.
You just need a good laugh, right? So, and listen, I love Janelle, but I don't think she's going to be on any speed skating teams anytime soon here.
No, unless they're going for slow.
Yeah,
Thanks
all right.
for participating in our question of the day. We're back after this. Saskatchewan's flu test positivity rate was down slightly in the last 2 weeks of December, but does remain high. For the first half of December, influenza test positivity jumped to more than 40%. Second half, it's come down to about 38.5%. But flu-related hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and outbreaks have gone up. That includes 38 outbreaks within high-risk settings. We're talking about things like long-term care homes. 2 flu-related deaths were reported in the last 2 weeks, 1 from COVID-19. All right, let's go back out on location with Mike Ciota, see what he's up to this morning. Mike, good morning.
Well, we've been talking about winter safety on a sled or on a 4x4 or a side-by-side, whatever you happen to be driving out there. We've got ourselves dressed. We've got our helmet on. We've taken care of all the layers. We've told somebody where we're going, how long we're going to be there, and then something bad actually happens and we need to spring into action. Lyle Karasik, tell me what we need to do to kind of triage if something happens out bad.
Well, Mike, we want to give people some basic first aid guidelines of what to carry. Something that's small and compact that you can drop into a storage compartment on your ATV or on your sled, or throw into your backpack, or even stuff in a pocket for that matter. It's really not that big. We need something to control the bleeding. Obviously, something tragic happens. If it's really severe, a tourniquet is something that's going to be life-saving. Some basic gauze, really simple and small and compact. Something to stay warm with. You can pick these up. They're just little survival. These foil blankets are essential, and you can, they're not very big. And something to use as a splint. If you're not going to be that guy who can cut down a tree limb and do something fancy, something compact like this, which is moldable and easy to use, is going to be life-saving, and it's going to mean the difference between you helping someone or making the difference in their outcome should something really bad happen while you're out on the trail.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And obviously, you can't plan for that. So the best course of action is to have all of this stuff. And if you're not comfortable using it, maybe take a course.
Absolutely. Take a first aid course. And these are simple ideas that you can not only take with you when you're on the sled or on the ATV or whatever. Throw this, if you're an avid hiker, throw this in a backpack. Really simple, small stuff that doesn't take a lot of room, and it's essential for you to have for those first aid emergencies. And like you said, always take a course. If you're not interested or can't take a course, then go on YouTube or some other social media platform. There's lots of people doing tips.
There you go. Knowledge is power, and we want you to have a powerful ride, not just on your machines.
Well, the Community for Women Breakfast fundraiser is back for another year, providing support for women and children facing intimate partner violence. To tell us all about the event and why it is so important, we welcome Donna Ziegler and Carly Stengel to the studio this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Morning. Thank you for having us.
So, Carly, I'm going to come over to you first. Can you just tell us about the event itself?
Absolutely. So it's our third Community for Women Breakfast fundraiser, and it's taking place from 7:30 to 10:30 on February 3rd at the Connexus Art Center. And
it's at Queensbury.
Or the Queensbury Convention Center. And it really is raising money for our Emergent Women and Children's Fund. And so that provides up to $2,000 of funding for women and children in our community with no questions asked, no judgment. So it's really a lifeline for a lot of those folks. And so it's a jam-packed morning. We've got a number of wonderful speakers and performers. We've got Jen Dean from Rolco Radio. We have Sage Lacerte from the Moose Hide campaign, some dancers from Artemis Dance Studio, a snippet of the Globe Theater's Frozen performance, as well as a silent auction, Hilberg and Burke sparkle ball competition, live painting, so much more. It's an awesome morning.
So it's going to be a wonderful event, and as you briefly mentioned there, it's for a very important cause in our community. Donna, I'm going to come over to you. Can you tell me more about the women and the children that actually benefit from these funds?
Yeah, so we try to help women and children who find themselves in vulnerable situations, whether that is homelessness, poverty, just being short on rent, or needing, help with food supplies or diapers, formula, a week's daycare to help them out. So we have stories that have been shared back with us around how this has helped multiple women and their children. One woman, Carla, she is a single mom going to school, has a 2-year-old, and was on just the verge of eviction. And it is because the costs have been going up, and she was fleeing domestic violence. She couldn't afford to not have a home, but she didn't have enough to have a home. And this funding just pitched in, no low barrier, right? So not asking a lot of questions besides the frontline workers know exactly who she is and what she needs, and providing that to her. The relief that comes from knowing that you have a safe place to live, go to school, raise your family, is just unbelievable. And it's just so important for us to think about how we can help. Just $200, $500, $1,000. This is the money that goes right out the door, and helps women in need.
So we only have about 30 seconds left, but Carly, I'm going to come back over to you. How can people actually engage with this event and help it out?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's open to the public, businesses, anyone who cares about their community. You can go to our website at communityforwomen.ca. All the information on ticket purchases is there, and you can also donate to the fund on our website as well.
All right, thank you both so much. One more time, that is communityforwomen.ca.
Tansei Ani, welcome back to your morning Saskatchewan. Let's get to your headlines. SGI, Sask Power, both looking at rate increases of close to 4% for auto insurance and power bills in the next 2 years each. Now the NDP is calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature over the cost of living. Wayne Mantika reports.
The NDP say it has been one thing after another when it comes to the cost of living. There have been rent increases, high grocery bills, and now proposed rate hikes at SGI and Sask Power.
It's time for someone to stand up for the seniors, for the students, for the working people in this province who are struggling.
Last week, SGI said it will seek a 3.75% insurance rate increase in June and again in 2027. Sask Power is proposing 2 years of 3.9% hikes. The NDP is calling for an emergency sitting of the legislature to take action on the cost of living.
Starting immediately so that we can pass the Rent Control Act and to cut taxes on groceries and children's clothing, and to consider any other measures that might provide some relief.
Increasing costs are of concern to many Saskatchewan residents.
Rent control at a provincial level would be something I'd like to see implemented.
I haven't been out for supper probably in how long, and haven't been out to a Pats game or a Rider game, so I don't know, everything's just becoming expensive.
For me, I want to see rent control and increased tenant protection.
In a written statement, the provincial government said the 2025-26 budget delivered the largest income tax reduction since 2008 and reduced education property tax mill rates. The provincial government will introduce its next provincial budget in March. That's when the province will reveal any further measures to help residents deal with the cost of living. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
French President Emmanuel Macron greeted Prime Minister Mark Carney in Paris this morning ahead of a meeting about Ukraine. The Coalition of the Willing is set to meet today. It's a group of more than 30 countries who have pledged support to Ukraine. They are gathering to talk peace and plans toward a possible ceasefire. Prime Minister Carney is set to meet directly with a number of world leaders, including Secretary General of NATO Mark Rutte and the heads of state from Denmark and Finland. A senior government official says security guarantees for Ukraine will be a part of those talks. Carney is expected to talk about the role Canada could play in an eventual ceasefire agreement. After being appointed as Ukraine's advisor on economic development, Freeland says she will now resign from Parliament in the next few weeks. In a post on social media, she says she'll be stepping away from her most recent role as the Prime Minister's special representative for the reconstruction of Ukraine. The Prime Minister posted to social media thanking her for her work on Ukraine, calling her uniquely qualified for the new role. Some passengers on board a WestJet flight from Regina to Puerto Vallarta say their luggage didn't arrive in Mexico with them. Sierra D'Souza Butts tracking it all.
Gary Brotzel and his wife recently traveled from Regina to Mexico. Their luggage, however, failed to make the trip.
I guess in some ways we should consider ourselves lucky because some people that left Regina on January 1st are still waiting for their luggage.
The couple was among 180 passengers on WestJet Flight 2380, a direct flight to Puerto Vallarta on January 3rd. When arriving in Mexico that same day, Brotzel claims he saw 20 bags from his flight coming down the carousel, none of which were his. Since then, he has been tracking their missing luggage with AirTags he had packed inside.
I'm glad I did because we have one set of my clubs are in Puerto Vallarta at the airport. My wife's are sitting in Regina. Our 2 bags are in Calgary.
Another Regina resident on the same flight says he has also been waiting 3 days for his luggage to arrive.
My prescriptions were, in my baggage, plus my golf clubs are there, so I can't go golfing until I get my clubs. So it's been kind of a challenge, to be honest.
In a statement to CTV News, WestJet says Flight 2380 on both January 1st and 3rd experienced baggage issues due to the volume of luggage, maximum weight, and runway conditions. The luggage is currently being routed to Puerto Vallarta, adding it apologizes to guests for the inconvenience, and those who experience luggage delays can visit the airline's website to submit a claim.
You can incur expenses until the airline actually puts your bag into your hands.
Air Passenger Rights says airlines become liable for passengers' interim expenses when baggage does not arrive with them, recommending people to submit claims sooner than later.
It depends on the circumstances, but the airline cannot limit you to a couple $100s per day while you're waiting for your baggage.
In the meantime, the Brotzels, along with hundreds of other passengers, are still waiting for their luggage to arrive. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
And now getting on top of your family's finances in the new year, here's Rebecca Jarvis.
When Kelly Lee became a new mom 5 years ago, teaching her child about finance became a top priority.
I started looking for resources. I didn't find anything that was fun and cute and something that a kid would enjoy.
So she decided she would do it herself. Using her finance background, she started writing a book series to make topics like money, stocks, and investing easy for kids to understand.
I showed it to my friends' kids, and at the time, they were like 5 or 6. And they really liked it, and they were able to understand the basic concepts.
Many experts say being able to manage money is just as important as earning it. Financial literacy has been associated with greater financial well-being, but only 54% of Americans say they know at least a fair amount about personal finance.
We need to teach our kids that having an awareness and a curiosity around money is important, because we know studies show that the sooner kids get excited to earn as young ones, that does lead to more financial independence as adults.
Even if my child grows up and knows how to make a lot of money, it doesn't mean that they are able to manage. There's so many people who make tons of money and they have very, very little savings. So I think it's very important to be able to manage the money properly and be able to spend the money wisely.
Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
The curling community has converged in Melville for the first time in 5 years. Here's Freeland DeClute.
After a 5-year wait, the Provincial Curling Championships are back at the CN Community Center in Melville.
The last one was just when COVID was on. They had the provincials that year.
Back in 2020, the women's event hit the ice first, then the men a week after. This year, both championships are playing at the same time, with the finals set for Sunday. For a small town like Melville, this is a huge event.
Well, it would be much larger than anything that usually takes place in our town. Like, this is the 4th provincial we've hosted, though, so the people in town are used to this particular event.
9 men's and women's teams are competing, with the women's winner representing Saskatchewan at the Scotties, the men's champion going to the Brier. It's a lineup that has those in attendance ready to rock.
The younger curlers, but I'm excited to see Martin from Saskatchewan, I think she is, and anyone else. I love curling.
The organizers hope that this event will also motivate people to take up the sport as a hobby.
Like all the other sports, people aren't taking part as much in many things. I'm not sure what they're doing, but so there's less people doing curling or hockey or baseball or whatever sport we are. So our participation is way down from what it would have been, say, 30 years ago.
The event runs between January 5th and 11th. Ruth says she'll try to make it to as many draws as she can.
Probably some of every day. I have other things to do, but some of every day. Yep. And especially when the finals are on.
Curling fans can enjoy high-stakes games all week long at the Melville Community Center. Freeland DeClute, CTV News, Melville.
The CFL's most outstanding lineman is trading in his cleats for a clipboard.
Noise picks up. Second down and 10 for the 26. Pressure. Micah Johnson has it. He's the latest to add to his sack total. That relentless Rider defensive line.
Micah Johnson officially retiring from the game on Monday and agreeing to become the defensive line coach for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He's a 3-time Grey Cup champion, 7-time divisional All-Star, and a menace to opposing quarterbacks.
From college to how down I was, getting cut from, 3 or 4 NFL teams. Here I am thinking my football career is over. I hadn't really heard much about the CFL at that point. So I decided to come to Calgary, and it was one of the best decisions I made. Even in my first few years, having to battle through the injuries, I just think it kind of prepared me for the man I am today.
He garners a lot of respect in that locker room, certainly in the defensive line room. I know was an ear for guys to always fall on. So, those intangibles, being able to transition from player to coach.
Community nominations now open for Craft Hockeyville, which is now in its 20th year of rink funding. This year marks a record-breaking prize pool for the initiative. Craft Hockeyville is set to deliver more than $1 million in community prizing. 13 provincial and territorial winners this time, one from each province and territory, marking the most communities ever supported in a single year by Craft Hockeyville. Nominations open through March 1st, which means Saskatchewan's finally going to get a winner, Kaylee.
Yeah, where do you think it'll be?
I'm hoping it's somewhere that really needs one. There's a few towns that it's getting a little old. those drawbridge ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, completely.
Maybe one of those.
All right, let's turn our attention over to the weather picture. We're not talking about a lot of active weather this morning, but we are talking about some stronger wind gusts down in the southwest corner. But you got to give and take a little bit, because the southwest corner is also where we're seeing the warmest temperatures today. Some of them into the positive integers, but again, could be seeing the winds up to about 50 kilometers per hour. And that is going to be peaking in the later parts of the morning and early parts of the afternoon. Let's talk now about some of these current temperatures. They are improving slightly. Prince Albert, though, consistently has been our cold spot this morning. Right now, they're at minus 28, minus 21 in Melfort, minus 22 in Hudson Bay, and minus 20 in Spiritwood. Down towards the south, we're seeing minus 8 in Swift Current, minus 10 in East End, minus 14 in Regina, minus 19 in Saskatoon, and minus 15 right now in Yorkton. Later on this afternoon, really seeing some great temperatures. Minus 1 for Swift Current with those winds. Moose Jaw, minus 1. You do see the snow icon there. That's not going to be a significant amount. It's going to be just a few little flakes that we've already started to see in some areas this morning. Regina included saw just a few flakes earlier on. Not really going to be impacting us too much this afternoon, though, so don't worry too much. Estevan included in that minus 3, minus 11 in Yorkton with that cloud cover, and minus 13 this afternoon in Prince Albert. Let's talk about the almanac, though. Just how typical are these temperatures? Well, the average in Regina, minus 10.9, average in Saskatoon, minus 12. Last year, right around the same temperature for Regina and Saskatoon. Regina, minus 15.8, Saskatoon, minus 15.9 in the afternoon. And the record back in the year 1902 for Regina, 4.4 degrees. And in 1963, Saskatoon saw its record temperature for January 6th. That was 5.0 degrees. The 7-day forecast not showing like we're going to be hitting any of those records, but we are going to be seeing a lot of sunshine for the next 7 days. 0 degrees tomorrow for Regina, minus 5 on Thursday, minus 9 on Friday. And then I want you to look forward to the weekend, specifically on Sunday. We are going to be seeing some awesome temperatures, 1 degree for Regina, so it's going to be really nice to feel a positive temperature again. In Saskatoon, more of the same, getting a little bit warmer for the day tomorrow, minus 7, and then fluctuating a bit back down on Thursday to minus 10. The sun really coming out on Friday. We're seeing the clouds clear on the radar, minus 12, minus 4 on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud returning, and then 0 degrees on Sunday. It's going to be a great day to get outside.
The Grey Cup champion Saskatchewan Roughriders trading in their cleats for a day for skates. Current players, alumni, special guests going to Saskatoon's Merlis Belcher Place for a good cause. Tyler Lloyd from the Roughrider Foundation in studio with us this morning. This is one of the most fun events on your calendar.
It absolutely is. It's one of our major fundraiser events, the other two being our Pigskin and Punchline and Plaza of Honor. But this one is a unique event for sure, where we trade in the cleats for the skates, like you mentioned, and so happens at Merlis Belcher, and we've got Brett Lawther, captain of one team, and Chris Getzlaff, champion in his own, the captain of the other. They take it extremely seriously. So there's a bunch of alumni that play. We bring in some NHL players. We've got Mike Sillinger and Mike Commodore on the docket, and then a couple other ones that we're going to announce here in the next little bit. But yeah, they take it extremely seriously, very competitive, and Team Getzlaff won last year, so Brett's trying to get the trophy back.
Let's back up just a second to remind people out there what the Roughrider Foundation is all about. Yeah,
so the Roughrider Foundation is kind of the community charitable arm of the club. So separate organization, but very ingrained with the Rough Riders, and so our mandate and goal is to raise funding and be able to deliver mental health training for youth and literacy training. So this event and those other two events that I mentioned fundraise specifically for those initiatives. So we train our players, ambassador players. We've got a training actually happening all day today in mental health first aid, and then we send them out into schools throughout the off season, which is our championship season starts right now in schools, and so players go into classrooms and deliver training on mental health and wellness, and then again on literacy.
Outside of a hockey game, which is the first draw, what else can fans expect if they show up?
Yeah, so we do hockey a little differently. We've got 4 quarters instead of 3 periods.
Okay.
So do it a little different. On the ice, lots of activations. We've got our game day team, which runs the the rider games, so they're in charge of the activations and all the things. So it'll look and feel very similar to a rider game day, and then an autograph session after the fact and some fun interactions. Kid zones, things like that for families.
Is the Grey Cup in one piece? Is it going to be there?
The Grey Cup is actually getting fixed right before this event. So it's in one piece right now. Our partnership team has it, and they're taking it around to all of our fabulous corporate partners. And it'll be fixed, welded back together, and in perfect shape. And it'll show up at the event as well. So
who, where, when, what, why, and how? How do you get tickets? Where is it?
Yeah, tickets are riderville.com /Winter Classic. So go online, find them there. It's at Merlis Belcher, January 31st, puck drop, 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Merlis Belcher up in Saskatoon. All the players are going to be there. Kean Schaefer-Baker was a coach last year. I think he's back coaching again
Coaching
this year.
again with Lowther, and then Joe is coaching with Getzlaff. And then some of the other players that unfortunately can't skate because it's hard to find a bunch of CFL players that can will be around. Yeah.
Joe's from my hometown, Brooks, Alberta. He should know how to skate.
Yeah.
Get your tickets now, riderville.com. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3 without injury out at Echo Valley Provincial Park with Janelle Lippi.
Well, before we wrap up our morning, we are taking things right back to that first speed skating hit that we did. And now we've got some Olympic awards to hand out, Shelley. You have the beautiful silver, and I'm about to get the pity gold. So should we do some awards here?
Absolutely. So on behalf of the entire team here at Echo Valley Provincial Park, we would like to present Janelle with the gold medal for speed skating, which we got to witness earlier. So Janelle, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There you go. It looks fantastic.
The one and only gold medal I have ever received, Shelley. Thank you very much. Let's talk about these because these are adorable. And it has to do with the theme here.
It sure does. So this year, new for this winter, we really wanted to embrace that we are in a Winter Olympic year. Our team has been working really hard. They're so creative. They have created a selfie podium that we're standing on right now, complete with Echo Valley Provincial Park medals where folks can come with their families, take some amazing pictures. And really what we want to do is create a lot of excitement and get behind our national athletes and really enjoy the Olympics this year.
Wow, well, that is a fantastic theme. Clearly, a ton of work has gone into this. Have you seen lots of traction through some of these themed little areas that you have here? How have people responded to this?
Everyone is extremely excited. We've seen some of the selfies being taken. They're turning out absolutely great. The team is currently working on flooding all the shapes for the different Olympic sports. So in February, you're going to see all of those shapes, as well as potentially a few of the mascots out on the ice. So definitely, we're really encouraging viewers to come out to the park. There's always something new to see here.
Awesome. Okay, well, trust me when I say we have had the best time out here this morning. You're definitely going to want to come and check this out. Now, remind us once again, hours of operation. When can people come down and check this out?
So, yes, the viewers are able to come out. We're open Monday through Thursday, 8 till 4:30. Fridays, we're open till 7 p.m. Saturdays, 8 p.m. And then Sundays, we're open 10 to 5.
All right, Shelley, thank you so much. I am going to relish in the glory of my gold medal here. This is my one and only opportunity. So thank you so much for having us out. Once again, come on down to Echo Valley Provincial Park. Tons of fun out here. If you want a winter activity, this is a great spot to find it.
Gonna let you steal our fans?
K-pop Demon Hunters still has plenty of fans. It's up for a leading 10 nominations, including Best Picture at this year's Annie Awards, honoring the best in animation. Elio also received 10 nominations and is up for Best Picture. The other Best Picture nominees are Little Amelie or The Character of Rain, Zootopia 2, and The Bad Guys 2. The 53rd Annie Awards take place February 21st.
I said, there's no way if fire was going to make it all the way to our house.
That's downtown Altadena.
And it did. This was our family legacy.
He moved into a black community where we are not on the priority list to save our lives. They've been wanting to get us out of there for a very long time.
The documentary All the Walls Came Down shows many survivors of last year's devastating Eaton fire are facing a second disaster. Mortgage relief and rental assistance are running out, and families who lost generational wealth are at risk of displacement and homelessness. The film debuts on the LA Times website and YouTube channel Wednesday, the one-year anniversary of the Eaton fire. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, phone booths have mostly disappeared from the American landscape. One in particular has been making its way around the country.
Canadian too. Danny New has an update on a story we brought you last spring about a campaign known as A Call for Kindness. Take a look.
Say something nice. Say, you guys, I love you.
You may remember our story from last year about a Portland nonprofit recording messages of encouragement from thousands.
When I started listening to the audios, I knew, wow, this is something that people are going to resonate with.
I spoke with Kayla Lamoureux last March after her organization called Wildly Kind.
I just want to let you know that I love you so much.
Set up a phone booth at a festival with a prompt to, quote, leave a kind, anonymous message for a stranger who may be struggling. Soon, videos with these recordings started picking up millions of views online.
A lot of people said, like, I feel lonely too. I feel what you feel. I am struggling and you are not alone.
Well, we have an update for you.
We are the stars that make up each other's constellations.
First off, Wildly Kind is just wrapping up a national tour of their A Call for Kindness campaign with stops in Denver.
I hope you have a good day. I love you.
Minneapolis.
A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles.
And Chicago. How do they all compare?
People are struggling kind of across the board. Like, that's not specific to a region. And people are looking for a lifeline. They're looking for that little piece of hope.
But as of Christmas Day, Wildly Kind has now also launched a hotline you can call, which has already received hundreds of messages. Here's the deal. When you call, you can either listen to recorded messages from strangers or leave your own. It's only been a few weeks, but one anonymous caller sounded moved to tears from the messages.
I just listened to all those messages. Wow, it's so powerful. Thank you, everybody who has called this number.
So the number is 503-850-2263. And by the way, Kayla's actually working on more calls for kindness stops this year in New York, Orlando, and Seattle. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
So when is the last time, Kaylin, you actually made a phone call from a phone booth?
I actually have, well, I have before in my life. It's never been common in my life, but God, when was the last time?
It's been years, right?
Years ago, yeah.
Years. So if any of you have used a phone booth in the last year, you let us know.
Yeah.
Text us at 10400. Let's get on to our sidebar. Saskatoon's first ever gaming bus has rolled into town. This is exciting. The gaming cruiser travels within Saskatoon and surrounding areas, bringing a video game party to whoever wants to test their skills. The idea first sparked in 2018 when Charisse and Ronald wanted to expand their indoor playground into something that older kids and adults can enjoy as well. After a bus for sale listing came up, they thought, hey, why not? Let's hear from them.
But do they have Mario Party so that I can crush everybody?
Especially for families, they can bond together, you know, so 3 families, 2 families can bond together. It's not just kids and friends, it's also kids and their parents.
Well, they certainly have NBA Jam. Did you ever play that game?
No.
Oh, they're heating up. Yeah, that's a good game. That's a classic. Anyone looking to book the bus can do so on the Gaming Cruiser website.
What a cool idea. I really like that.
Most times I see buses bought in Saskatchewan, they're just to drive out to Craven for Country Thunder, and sometimes they live there at the end of it. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Rough shape, rough shape.
All right. Director Corey, do we have time for one more? Oh, yes. All right. Some of the prettiest beehives in the world are in Slovenia. That's because there is a tradition in the country to paint the beehives. One artist is trying to keep the tradition alive while going old school. She doesn't head down to the craft store for paint, though. She makes her own paint by grinding and mixing stones. Each panel takes about 3 months to finish. Sometimes that's what it takes to preserve heritage.
Talk about a lasting impression. My goodness.
It's not only impressive to be able to paint them, but also to be able to say, I don't even need to go down to a craft store to buy the paint.
It's impressive to go near the beehive to hang the painting up.
Yeah.
Right? It really got me buzzing. Hey, how about this? This is interesting. Humans making fire could have started much earlier than we thought. The ability to create fire is seen as a turning point in human history, allowing people to move, survive colder climates, and have social groups. Now, the earliest evidence of humans making fire dates back about 50,000 years, but archaeologists have now found flint and pirate pieces in the UK dating back 400,000 years.
Wow.
These findings could change what we know about how early humans lived, learned, and traveled.
Okay, this is fascinating.
Yeah. Speaking of flames, the Olympic torch is being brought to the top of a mountain in Italy. I know you love the Olympic torch.
Oh, I love the
relay is on, baby. There it is. Oh, lighting up the world.